The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, a Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 216, being recorded on July the 28th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Loud. Today, I'm joined by Gunny from the West Coast.
What's up, horrible?
Welcome.
What's up, horrible people? How are you?
We're doing good, Gunny. We're doing good. We're missing Ryan. He's at the cottage.
Oh, lovely.
He went to the cottage. That's how he said it. So he's at some cottage somewhere in Canada. I don't know what he's doing.
Is he drinking tea?
Probably at the cottage.
I don't know what happens there.
Oh, who's that? That is
What?
the voice.
Hello?
The Blaise XPerience. The Blaise XPerience, guys, is a podcast. That's a cool podcast. I'll let the host describe the podcast. Go ahead, Derick. Go ahead.
Yes, the Blaise XPerience is a podcast that focuses on State of Decay and other games. And basically, I break down games and get really deep into the mechanics of the game. So a lot of podcasts, they don't get as in-depth as I will, and I will get in-depth about one game every episode.
Right.
Awesome.
What's your gamer tag, by the way, real quick?
It's Blaise XPerience.
Oh,
so,
sure, okay. Well, that works.
yeah, really easy.
All right, so there you go. If you want to listen to some State of Decay podcast, listen to some, what's the other game? Sea of Thieves? Or Vermintide.
Sea of Thieves, Vermintide II, Darwin Project.
Yeah, you talked about quite
a lot of games.
man. I listened to the Darwin Project one. I like that one. But, and so, yeah, real quick, if you want to follow us, you can at Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. You can subscribe to our show on Podbean, Apple, iTunes, Music, whatever, Google Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. Just go find us. Subscribe wherever you want to listen to us. And always join our Facebook community, Horrible Gamers Podcast community, that is on Facebook. It is a closed group, so that means anything you post in the group is not visible to anybody that's not in the group. So, for example, your lover, your cousins, your family, they're not going to make fun of you because you're a gamer and you're always posting nerd stuff because it's all closed. No one can see it, so you'll be fine. So join the group. Go ahead. We also have a Discord. The Discord link will be in the show notes, and always email us at feedback@horriblegamers.com. Our Patreons this month, Patreon patrons over at patreon.com/horriblegamers are Jonathan Hall, Ellen Maybe, Joshua Wolf, Evan Tanaka, John Jerome, Adam Sunday, Clint Thiel, Dirty Bites, Robbie Wheat, and David Snyder. Thank you guys for supporting the show financially and emotionally and socially. We love you, all of you. Thank you for supporting the show. And you can do so at patreon.com/horriblegamers just like they did. Go ahead and listen to an intro song done by Fowler and Twistix. It is called The Breakout. And our outro song is done by Broke for Free. It is called Night Owl. And let's get to video games because, God, that was a long intro. Oh.
Do it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You need to start doing those, Gunny.
I tell you, those are exhausting. Just listening to you.
So let's get to video games. This week I played, of course, Halo 5. Saturday night is Halo 9. Last Saturday, we played a lot of Halo. So, yeah, we played a lot of Halo. That's all
I missed it.
Yeah, you always miss it. You've been there like 20 minutes out of one of the Halo nights, Gunny. That's
not true.
You've been there.
When I did the Halo the night the last time, I was there for 4 hours.
Oh,
so,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was there for the duration.
It seems to me it was like 20 minutes. I might be wrong. I don't know.
No, remember the last hour? I was just chilling, and then I didn't get into that match. So, but I stayed for the match to watch you guys.
Well, I guess. Okay, well, I'll give you that.
But then I got right
for like
back
half a
right at
game.
the end, and then everybody kind of split after that. So, but I was there last match.
But yeah, man, Halo 5, it's been fun. We've been playing it every Saturday night with the community. Lots of cool people in there. We all just get in there, have some fun. We're all ranking up slowly but surely. We all got our ranks the other day because we were playing Arena something. It wasn't Slayer. It was something else. I think it was SWAT, and we actually ended up getting ranked in SWAT. I think I got Gold 3 or Gold 2 or something like that. Wolfie got Diamond, crazy, yeah. And like Alan got like Copper or Bronze or something. I don't remember. But it was fun. It was fun. We all played. It was a good time. Good time.
Cool.
And okay, so. Guys, can I just talk about it? Can I just talk about the big game that came out this week for me?
Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, I played some.
No Man's Sky came out on Tuesday, and as you all know, if you've been listening to the show for years now, a couple years ago when the game was announced, Jesus fell in love with the video. Everybody did. Everybody fell in love with that. And then Jesus went crazy, and he bought a PS4 and a copy of No Man's Sky. He bought a PS4 just to play No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And then he realized that the game wasn't that good. But he didn't mind it. He thought the game was cool. But now, that's the past. And this is now. So I played No Man's Sky.
Awesome. What are your thoughts so far? I'm only about maybe hour and a half into it so far.
So, I mean,
What's changed from...
A lot.
Yeah,
I haven't even tried it yet myself.
So I played about 10 hours of it so far this week, so quite a bit of hours. So it's different, completely different. So now, like, of course, when I launched the game, there's no save file there, so it put me in a new game. I know that the experience was different for PlayStation people that had save files, because if you had a save file, and they say you had like 50 hours invested in the game, you played 50 hours of it, and you have so much materials, etc., upgrades for your ships, upgrades for your multi-tool, upgrades for your suit, and all that. Well, a lot of that stuff that was upgraded just became obsolete technology. It was just like done. Like No Man's Sky, like the team just like nerfed all that shit. They just got rid of it all.
So it's basically like what would we call it, a rebirth of the game? Or
Yeah, because people were pissed off. They were mad at Hello Games because they were like, dude, I worked like 100 hours to get these certain gadgets or upgrades, and you just destroyed them all with the update. You know what I mean? So people were pissed, dude. So a lot of people ended up...
So they did like nothing to support the people that already played, or...
Pretty much, no. Pretty much they felt like the game was... I don't know what was the reason... What was the reason that they... took all that stuff out?
Well, I would think because... Well, my opinion is I think because now that they've added real multiplayer to the game, that this changed a lot of code. So I don't see how you can keep that...
That's true,
same save file. Just my opinion, but I think that's what it is. And it's such a big update that
it's
you really
a huge update. I think the update itself is twice the size of the original game.
Oh, wow. That's pretty big then.
Like, the original game came in at like 10 gigs on the PlayStation, and like now the update is like 20-something gigs. So, like, yeah, it's like twice the size of the original fucking game. So, yeah, so lots of... and that's not to mention the other updates that came, like the Atlas and the Atlas Rising and the other update. Well, those updates came like years ago, and I mean, so there's tons of updates to the game. Anyways, playing it from the PS4 to the Xbox One X. The Xbox One X, of course, looks better. The PS4 now runs at native 1080p, and then PS4 Pro is at 1440p, I think. It's not full 4K at all. Maybe 1600.
Really? I thought maybe they would have reached that update a while ago, but just through regular updates.
No, the PS4 Pro barely got the update right to like the other day when the Xbox version came out. And the Xbox version, man, it runs pretty good. There is moments where the frame rate does dip. Like last night, I landed on a planet that it was like this planet. It's a beautiful planet. It has like orange grass, red trees, and like it has tons of animals everywhere. Tons of like shit going on with like bushes and trees and like wildlife, right? So lots of things going on the screen at the same time, and like for some, my thing with the frame rates were dropping bad, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Even my brother came into my room and he was like, what's wrong with your TV? I was like, it's not the TV, it's the game, dude. So
did you see there was an option? Did you see there? I did look at the options, and there is a lock frame rates option in there. I think it was default for locked on.
Was it? So I don't know if
and there's a performance mode
off or not or on. I don't know if so. Anyways, even though, so that's what I did, Gunny. Instead of, I didn't check the frame rate lock on or off, but I did switch it to performance mode, and I quit the game and I relaunched it, and that planet runs much better now. Like it still looks great because it's still at 1440p, I think, but it looks, it runs good, dude. It looks so amazing. I love the way the look of the game. It's incredible. But yeah, everything's been changed from crafting, so now you have to craft a lot more things. It feels a lot more like Minecraft, where you constantly have to have like this little refiner thing with you, so you can refine certain materials to make different ones. You can build a base now, so and the bases are buildable anywhere on the planet now. So you can build it on the side of a mountain, underwater, in a lake, anywhere. You can build them anywhere. Like, and then every base has up to 20,000 buildable pieces that you can put on it, so you can make a pretty large base.
You can even build underwater, you said?
Yeah, you can build underwater. You can build up to...
That sounds kind of cool, actually.
You can actually build inside your, like, capital ships. If you have a capital ship, you can build a base in there. You can actually build, like, if you build on top of a mountain, you can reach the atmosphere and go into space and keep building.
Oh, cool.
So you could do all that.
Yeah, so from what I understand with the multiplayer, is whoever lays down the first piece owns the base.
Yeah. So in the multiplayer, there's bugs in it, dude, because there's like Mojo has been joining my game quite a bit this week, and every so often, like my spaceship, you know how it'll have my gamer tag on the screen, like it shows your gamer tag on the screen to the left, like who owns the ship. It'll say Mojo Red on there. It doesn't say my gamer tag. It says Mojo Red. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'll even get out of my ship and I'll like, pull up my little visor thing and look at my ship, and it'll give you the information. And it'll say, like, this ship was discovered by Mojo Red.
That's weird.
And I'm like, how the fuck did he discover it if I'm the one flying it? You know what I mean? Because you can't steal other people's ships. So it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Last night also, there's been a few instances where, well, while inside a capital ship, there's a glitch in the game where you can fall through the floor of the ship and end up in outer space and die.
Oh.
And the shitty part is, like, I fell through one of the capital ships, dude, and it was like, it wasn't mine. I was like on board another person's ship that had pulled up next to mine. So I was walking out of his ship, and as I was walking out, I glitched through the floor, and I died in the middle of his ship. Like, that's where my body died. So the game, instead of respawning me like inside my spaceship or outside somewhere, it spawned me inside a space station, right? Like it respawned me inside a space station. I get in my ship and I take off, right? And I'm looking for like the capital ship that I died on so I can land on it and try to get my stuff back. The ship had taken off.
Oh, no. So
like,
your stuff is gone that you had on
all
you.
this shit that I had on my body is gone. It's just gone, dude. Like, the stuff that was on my ship, because my ship was parked, that stuff is still in there. Like, all the stuff that I had on my, like, little spaceship is there. But all the stuff that I had on my body, like the upgrades, my portable refiner, my GPS navigation tower thing, all that shit is gone. So I had to rebuild a new refiner. I had to build a new GPS signal booster thing. It sucked. I was so mad, dude. Because now there's like a spaceship flying around the galaxy with all my shit in it.
Is it like infused in the ship, or does somebody, or can nobody reach that where your body is? Is it like glitched inside
it's
something?
Glitched inside the ship. So I found out, because it happened to me before on my own ship. I died like glitched inside of my big ship. But I figured out if you land your spaceship inside the capital ship, it automatically, you can start picking all the stuff up, because your spaceship will start picking it up. So you just transfer it from your spaceship to your body, and you just keep doing that till you get all your materials back, which is what I did the first time. But the second time, I wasn't on board my ship, so when I went outside to look for it, the fuckers had already taken off. So they're gone. They're somewhere
It's
out there.
hijacked.
But like, can they pick up your stuff, or can't they pick it up either?
No, they're just NPCs, so they just leave it there. They just...
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you meant it was another player that had it.
No, it was like an NPC, like
Gotcha.
big carrier ship thing. It was crazy looking, man. Oh, I was so disappointed.
That'd be funny if you saw it like 10 hours into,
Yeah, like 20
more into the game. There it goes. I'm gonna go
30
chase it.
hours from now, like
That's
I'm
the
playing
one.
it, and I randomly see like a logo for my stuff and said some random ship somewhere. That'd be pretty cool.
If you see this, contact Jesus.
Wait.
The game is fun though, man. I had a lot of fun with it this week, and I'm having a blast. The co-op is a fun experience. It's cool to be able to see somebody there with you on the same planet running around, like you can run together with them and you can do missions with them. All that stuff is cool, man. I like the game quite a bit. If you played No Man's Sky 2 years ago and didn't like it for a lot of reasons, a lot of those stuff has been fixed. So I want to give kudos to Hello Games, the developer, because they could have easily walked away with the money that they made off of this game in the beginning, but they didn't.
Yeah,
So-
just let it die. And
they could have totally pulled like an EA with Mass Effect Andromeda. They could have just said, screw it, let it die, like we're not going to support it, whatever, let it die. And instead they were like, no, we're going to continue doing this, even if it takes us a couple years to get the patch out. We're going to do it. And
awesome.
they did it. So, I mean, I'm kind of happy.
So what would you say, like, is the main draw for people to come back that, like, wrote it off already? Like, what is the main feature that is available?
Well, now there's more of a campaign. Now it's not really like a story. It's not like a story. It's like there's really no dialogue. I mean, it's kind of like a half tacked on story, but it gives you more of a sense of progression. Like now in the beginning, when you restart the game, the first couple hours, the first 2 to 3 hours, feel like a tutorial. It doesn't feel like a tutorial. It feels like you're playing the game normally, but it's teaching you without you really noticing. It's teaching you what you need to do to survive in the galaxy. Like it'll teach you how to build a refiner. Okay, now you know how to build that, so now you know what materials you need to build.
That helps then.
And then it'll tell you like, okay, how to fix a ship. This is how you fix your ship. This is what you need. And then it'll say like, like little by little, it'll like teach you how to build a base, how to build a computer for your base, etc. It does that like it's like kind of holding your hand without holding your hand, because you can still do whatever. You can still go wherever you want to go. But in the end of the day, it does have like a little story that you're kind of following. You're trying to follow these signals. It's kind of like a mystery. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, you still end up at the center of the galaxy or whatever.
Yeah, and that's kind of where the part I'm at right now, an hour and a half in, is where I think I need to build the base and then the computer.
Yeah, and then as soon as you start building the base, it'll tell you like there's this big storm incoming. So it kind of forces you to build the base really, really fast to see how fast you can build it. So you just put up like 4 walls and a roof and you'll be fine, So, and that's what I have. That was like my first base, was like 2 little rooms and a fucking roof over it. And that was it. Like it looked like a little hut. And then a storm will come in and see, like, it's just like stuff like that. That's going to happen to everybody. But how it happens to you could be completely different from how it happened to somebody else. Like it's just at a different time, at a different planet. And that's the coolest part about this game, is just the exploration and being able to find like anything, like you know that you found something first. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. See, personally, I haven't played it yet, but I mean, I'm hearing everyone talk about it, so it kind of makes you want to try it out. So
yeah,
I've never played it. Like I didn't even play it 2 years ago. I never played it ever. So
and the art style is so cool.
I think like I said last week when we first started the show, that when I think I was just getting my gaming PC, so I had the option to purchase it on PC through Steam, and since a lot of there was so many issues with it that just kind of steered me away from purchasing it. So
yeah, and currently, I mean, for the week that it came out, like on Xbox, it went on sale on PlayStation Network for PS Plus for like $26. And then it went on sale on Steam actually for like $25.
Yeah, that's what I saw on CD Keys, where I was like, wow.
I think it actually even went on sale on Good Old Games, but then Good Old Games started issuing refunds, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the news. But Yeah, I mean, No Man's Sky, to me, it was worth the $50, even though I paid $60 for the original on PS4. Buying it again on Xbox, I feel like I did the right thing because I feel like I'm more into it, and more people are playing with me than I would have ever played on PS4, you know? Like, no one would have played with me on there, dude. On the Xbox, people just join my game all the time.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so me just being that hour and a half in, it's, you know, I can't say whether I'm enjoying it or not. It's just, you know, because I already knew what to expect. And as far as, you know, watching gameplay over the last couple of years and stuff. So, but I definitely, one of the things I got from making that, what is it? Not the replicator, Jesus, that you put down to, your refiner.
Yeah, refiner.
So when I first crafted that, and, you know, and it does, I do like how that tutorial in the beginning, it's just in the bottom right-hand screen. Go collect this item. Go put that item inside this thing. It's very simple.
And it actually sticks with you because later on in the game, you'll need that certain material, and you'll be like, "Oh, I know how to make that. I know how to make that." So you'll make it. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. But so when I first put it in there, and it's like, okay, hold down X to start. So I felt like I was washing clothes. That's what.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, well, why that thing's kind of
It does
spinning,
look like a space clothes washer, you know, like it.
It does. Like, okay, well, that's
And it
washing.
even rattles and moves around like the one too, you know, like it's spinning and shit.
That's the vibe I got.
You want low heat or high heat?
It's in spin cycle. I'm gonna go look at this crazy looking creature over here that looks like a dinosaur.
Have you had to make the blue stuff, the blue jelly, the hydron jelly or whatever, the hydro jelly?
Yeah, and it's asking me to make another one on this new planet that I'm at, where it's like 55 below, and I think that's where I'm going to build the base.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I thought I crafted one on the first planet, but maybe I didn't.
Stuff sucks to make because like I think the refiner's glitched or something where you'll put like some stuff in your refiner to make it, and it'll say it's gonna take an hour, and you're like, what? A fucking hour? Like, I'm stuck here for an hour? What the fuck? And then like all of a sudden you'll go back to it and it'll be done like a minute later. So I don't know, like if the timer's off, you know, or like there's
at least it's not
there.
taking an hour, though. I mean.
Yeah, at least it's not taking an hour, but it still sucks because at first, you know, you could literally think it's going to take an hour, so you walk off, and then later you know, it's done like 5 minutes later, you know?
Yeah, like that first item or material that I first did, it only took like maybe 20 seconds, I would say.
Yeah.
But maybe with that jelly thing that I have to make might take longer. I did have something, and I don't know if it's a glitch, but you know how when you go into like light speed and you're going to that, basically you're leaving that first planet going to the second one.
Yeah.
And then it automatically will just kind of put you into like, not hyper mode, but you're in like boost mode.
Yeah.
And you're down, you know, into the planet, but not on the surface. And it'll show you that directional marker for where you need to go. And it'll say something like, I don't know, 9 minutes or whatever. And then you can boost and that time goes faster. Well, I thought I was like, it even showed like, okay, now you're 2 minutes away. As I'm holding down the B button, and then like all of a sudden, it goes to 12 minutes. I'm like, wait, how can I be 2 minutes and now it's 12? So what I ended up doing was, I ended up going back in outer space, right? Turning around, facing the direction of my objective, and then going into light speed. And then it took me like right to it.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I usually stay I like out in outer space and not go into the atmosphere until like I'm right over the objective that I'm supposed to be at. Because traveling through the planet itself, it takes a lot longer than just going into outer space and flying across, you know.
Right. That's okay. So I did do it
it's much faster.
incorrectly the first time because it was at an angle or, you know, on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
And I was facing towards it. So, okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people have been asking me, how's the game? Is the game fun? Do I recommend it? And I tell people, like, if you like exploration games, if you like crafting stuff, if you like exploring and just finding better and better stuff to build and do, then this game might be for you. And if you like the art style, of course the game is for you. But, I mean, if you're not into that, if you just don't like Minecraft, don't like sitting there, like, building and exploring stuff for a long time, this game might not be for you. It's just, that's what it is. It's an exploration game.
I know, like, on your previous podcasts, I listened to you guys talk about surviving Mars. Is it anything like close to that in relation?
No, Surviving Mars is a simulation of like building a base.
That's kind of what I thought. Yeah, so
No Man's
that
Sky.
one sounded very interesting.
No Man's Sky is more like you can literally go to anything. Like you look at something and you're like, I want to go there, and you can go there. You could just get in your spaceship and fly over there and get to that spot. Like if you can pinpoint any galaxy on the universe on the map when you open it up. You can pinpoint like a galaxy across the way, and you can fly there. And you eventually get there. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's kind of so that's the cool part about No Man's Sky. There's like endless possibilities of planets. And that's crazy. But
yeah. Can't wait to dive into more because I love all that stuff you just mentioned, Jesus. Exploration, building, crafting. It's my jam.
And the soundtrack is really well done, too. I like the music of No Man's Sky. The music is very chill. It's like very 80s vibey, like synthesized music, you know what I mean? The intro song when you first start up the game is so good.
It's good. It's I like it so far.
But yeah. That's all I played, really, man. That's all I played this week is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky and Halo 5. A little bit of The Witcher last Sunday. I'm probably going to play more of The Witcher tomorrow. I'm still going through the motions there. That game seems like it's going to take forever. So, yeah. And I'm already 40-something hours in.
Wow.
So,
40 hours in, what point of the game are you at without... I would say without spoilers, but as far as missions...
Skellige. I'm done there. Like, I'm pretty much... Like, I have, like, one side quest left to, like, meet Yennefer in, like, a little tavern somewhere. But I did most of the stuff there. I did most of the main stuff. Like, there's still a few side quests that I have. Like, some guy's trying to teach me alchemy, so I gotta find a bunch of stuff for him. And I'm like, I'm not gonna go do that. It's just a side quest. I don't feel like I need to do that.
No, I don't think so.
You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's going to add anything to the story. It's just like a side quest to get XP. So
probably something you could do on YouTube or a forum.
So I'm like, fuck this. I'm not going to... I don't even really like the alchemy in the game, so I don't really use it. So I'm like, whatever. So I'm not going to do that. And like, there's another quest that I have. Like, this dude will give me a Gwent card if I do something. I'm like, I don't want a Gwent card. I don't even play Gwent.
Me neither. I'm not a card game guy either, and... I think there's like one at every village, right? There's get a Gwent card. Yeah,
hey, get a Gwent card if you do this for me. And I'm like, well, I guess I have to do it. So I just add it to my queue, but I never do them.
Right, me neither. I was like, yeah, okay, I won't. Whatever, man. I don't want your card anyway, but here I did the quest for the XP.
But I killed the werewolf guy in Skellige in the garden.
You know, thinking back to that mission, is that the one that also had that like talking tree that you go underneath the cave?
Yeah.
Right, that was a good dark mission with the werewolf. That was pretty cool.
Yep. I know. No, that's a different one. That's the one in the beginning of the game. I'm talking about a different one. I'm talking about the one in Skellige. You're talking.
Yeah, I thought it was in Skellige.
No,
anyway,
you're talking about the one with the 3 witches that live in like with the old lady and the little orphans. That's the Red Baron quest. That's the first part of the map, like the first Velen or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, I'm like somewhere in the game there, going along. I want to play it more. That game is beautiful, dude. It's an incredible game. Like, if anything's true about Cyberpunk, I'm so fucking hyped for that game, dude. I'd buy like a whole new system for that game. If they said Cyberpunk is only playable on the next Xbox One XXX, I'll be like, I'm buying the Xbox One XXXX.
And selling your original Xbox One X.
Yeah. Like, I'm totally buying that just for Cyberpunk. So, yeah. That game looks incredible. But yeah, dude. That's all I played.
How long do you think it'll be before it's out?
Cyberpunk? That's a good question.
If you had to guess, yeah.
A lot of people are saying next year, and I don't think it'll be next year. I think it's going to be
I think next year's too early, probably, yeah.
I think it's going to be like spring of 2020. That's what I'm thinking. Spring 2020 or fall 2020. They might originally say spring and then probably delay it to fall. But I'm thinking 2020 will be the year that game comes out. I think it could come out with like the new consoles, like, you know what I mean? Like
right.
New systems. be completely upgraded, like super graphic and shit for those, and then like still come out on the X and be pretty good, and still come out on the One and be okay. So yeah, because that game, I think it's gonna just push boundaries, dude, of like how good.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Like, I think it'll kind of come out about what you said. You like maybe March 2020 is what I guess. So
yeah, that's what I think.
I always go with the default holiday 2019, but no, I'm thinking, I've seen screenshots and, listen to some of the developer talk, and okay, I'm going to agree with both of you guys on that one.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come
2020.
2019. But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I played, Gunny.
Yeah. I guess I can go next. Played Dirt 4. I saw that was on the Game Pass. I did play this originally on Steam at launch, and I thought, oh, well, here it is again on Xbox Game Pass. Downloaded it, ended up playing it for like 5 hours on Sunday and Monday. Well, even more hours on Monday. But yeah, love the racing. It's just pure racing. Get in the car, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I saw you playing that. Yeah, I mean, does it look good? Is it fun?
Yeah, I guess it's in 4K and it's got the HDR. It looks, just as good as it does on PC. So
should I get it and like race you? Should we race? Can you race me if I get it?
I think it does have multiplayer.
Like quick play,
sure it does.
Get in there, get some fancy cars, and go on some dirt tracks, race.
Oh yeah, dude, it's got like I couldn't even tell you like the names of the cars. Like basically, I've only gotten like a second car, or whatever, in a certain class.
Is there a campaign to it, like a story, or is it like one of those
very light
race and just keep winning type stories?
It's pretty light. Like for example, it's not like the F1 series. It's more about okay, what do you want your clan tag or whatever your team name?
Clan tag.
So it's obviously clan tag.
Yo, so bro, what do you want for your clan tag? I could see
the racing clan.
Yeah.
It's obviously HGP, and I think for like it, it'll ask you for your name, blah 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 blah. So it does have some details, but one of the things it does do is almost near the beginning of the game or after the first like tutorial section, it'll say, "All right, do you want a technician? Do you want to choose out of these 3 people for a technician?" I don't think you even have to, but I guess it does help with like maybe XP and money and stuff like that. Who do you want to sponsor you? And then it will go into finer details. I think it's optional, but it's like, you want to upgrade your mechanic shop, your kitchen, like inside your, traveling truck and stuff like that. But it doesn't show you any of that. So that's what I mean by light. It's just kind of like everything's just there to like improve morale.
What does the kitchen give you though? What is it? Does it improve your stamina or like your
I think it just I think what that does is it improves your team overall. It's all in the background. So I think it's more about XP by improving that. So you're spending money up front to improve like your experience points. And so I think you could then, it's almost like, investing in yourself so that you get more money. And then with that money, you can then buy parts for the car. So, to, modify the car. So,
kind of like paying more to get more.
Yeah, exactly. So,
right.
Yeah, it's, so I haven't even gotten to a point where I need to upgrade any of my cars yet. And I've only got like 3 or 4. So, and I think for each class, you can only have like a certain amount of vehicles anyway to try them out. I've just been sticking with the default, and, I just play automatic transmission, and I haven't messed with really like the brakes and fine tune anything else, but there are like a lot of details for that. So, but if anybody's ever played like the Dirt series, it's just like narrow, dirt tracks, and occasionally you'll play in the snow and on pavement. But I just love that straight line racing. As far as like, it's just an objective from A to B. There's no, like NASCAR type stuff going on. So
yeah, no pit stops.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Love my racing, man.
Yeah, man. At least it's free. Well, not. I mean, I guess you're paying for Game Pass, but you know what I mean, free.
Right, it's like another premium game, for Game Pass. I love it.
There are lots of games on Game Pass, man. If you don't have Game Pass,
I know,
you're
it's
missing
crazy.
out. You're fucking missing out. Like, Tomb Raider is on Game Pass, dude. That's crazy.
That's how I play. Again, me and Ryan had it on Steam, and it's like, oh no, now I can see it in 4K and HDR, and it's all pretty, and yeah.
Yeah, Game Pass is honestly a great deal. Like, I love Game Pass. It's got a lot of great games, and they have more games coming out straight to Game Pass. Like the new Forza games coming straight to Game Pass later this year. So,
yeah, that's going to be cool. Yeah. I love Forza. Yeah, so next one I played, Battletech. I did play more of that, Mayo. So I did go through the first mission, and I could definitely see some elements of this game from, two other previous video games and the board game. So especially the way, like, the movement of your mechs. Again, it's turn-based combat. But just kind of going through that first area, it's still almost in this, like, tutorial type phase a little bit. Because there is this, like, a strategy to this game as far as, like, how you're going to, win each match. So, yeah, so it's got some story to it. A lot of it's just, like, your text dialogue, but it's pretty cool so far. I was really impressed by, what they've added to this game as far as, it's not this, cinematic, like, cutscenes or anything like that. So, but I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely going to play a lot more Battletech.
All right.
So, yeah. What about you, Derek? What have you been playing?
For me, I mean, I don't have a lot of time to play games that I'm not podcasting about. It's mostly the ones that I have podcasted about. So I played a lot of State of Decay 2, some Darwin Project, but probably the most this week, I honestly played a lot of Vermintide 2. And Vermintide 2, I found it a lot of fun, honestly.
I need to get in there today.
Amazing.
I'm going to play some of that today after the show. Once I get it uploaded. But yeah, I want to play some Vermintide, man. Like, I thought about doing that the other night instead of Halo, but everybody was into Halo, so of course we played Halo. I mean, who doesn't? I don't mind Halo. But yeah, I want to play some more Vermintide.
Yeah, me too. I've only played like initially when it first came out. Just for that first
I mean,
hour.
For me personally, like, I've only put 7 to 10 hours in, and I've almost beat, like, the first playthrough already, so it's definitely addicting, honestly. Like, I have one level left to beat, and then I beat it on Recruit, and then I want to move on to the higher difficulties, but...
Cool.
Have you guys tried out the Grimoires in that game yet?
No.
No, barely touched the surface on it.
Okay. Yes, I met these two guys that were, like, really experienced at it, and basically you can find Grimoires in the game, and what a Grimoire does is it makes it more difficult and challenging, but it actually adds your rewards up afterwards. So if you get a Grimoire, then it takes away 33% of your health, and you have to try and finish the rest of the game with 33% less health, and you can actually get 2 of them in the same game. So they were, like, experienced at this. They grabbed both in the same game, so we literally had, like, 33% health bar from when you started. So you had 33% of your health to use the rest of the game. It was crazy, but it was just luckily only on Recruit, so we were able to do it. But it actually is worth it, though, because if you add things like this when you play, then at the end, it upgrades your strong box. So your strong box gets better, and then you can get better weapons and gear.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of worth it in that way.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a good reward.
Yeah.
So it sounds like something like... playing Halo. What is Halo's, like, hardest mode? It's not Insanity. There's a name for it, but it kind of reminds me of, that
Legendary?
where it's just... Yeah, it is Legendary. Yeah, I like that. That's something I can barely even get past.
That's what it is in Vermintide too. Is Legend is the highest mode, which I watched a couple of videos on the Legend mode, and it's insane. Like, the amount of damage you have to do to the enemies in Legend is crazy. I don't even know how there's got to be somebody out there. All right, yeah. So with Vermintide, there's obviously the 5 hero classes. What hero do you guys usually pick?
Kruger.
Kruger? I usually pick Carillion the Elf. I like the Elf a lot.
I've seen lots of people use her all the time, yeah.
What I like, too, is that you're not just stuck with the one character. You can actually pick different classes for that character. Like for Carillion, I know a lot of people like the Shade, which is the final class you unlock. I haven't unlocked it yet personally, but it's definitely different playstyles you can use because when you get later playstyles with her, it's less archery based and more melee based. So it's definitely different that you can switch up your playstyle.
Yeah, and for Kruger, it's kind of the same way. I mean, if you switch up the playstyle, you can like have him be more like ranged. You can like have him be able to shoot things from far away and stuff like that. Instead of like a big melee weapons or whatever. So yeah, the game is fun, dude. It's very gory, very fun.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'll definitely say though is it's strictly co-op. So like if you do play this game, don't just run off on your own. I mean, obviously stick together. Like it should be obvious, but I've had people in my games just run off on their own to try and get kills, but it means nothing. Like more kills at the end of the game means absolutely nothing in this game. It's basically you win as a team or you lose as a team. That was
like the one thing that I did when I played this game was, I had no idea what I was doing anyway. So when I went in there and I'm like, where's the health potions and the first aid kits and where's everybody going? So I was like, and I'm the only one with a mic because either that or nobody wanted to communicate via headphones. So it wasn't the best experience I had. But I love the visuals and I love those rat things and the slaying and being a warrior and using a sword. That was the best part of the game, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's my feeling that, like, if you play anything higher than the recruit level, you're probably going to need people with mics, I would think. Because, like, recruit, you can still win games without, having mics. But, I mean, higher than that, like, you really need to communicate with your team and, like, work together. So you kind of need people that are actually going to work with you and have mics, I think.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. Anything else we've been playing?
I'll mention Darwin Project quickly. They just had a new update for that, which is pretty cool. The new update, it has a tile mapping system. I don't know if you guys have heard about this at all.
No.
Basically, this tile mapping system and kind of the future of the game they're trying to make is, like, if the general map you usually play on, one zone will be, always the lava zone. Like, it's the bottom right corner is the lava zone. But what they're doing with the tile mapping system is these zones can switch around. So that lava zone could be in the top of the map. It could be at the bottom of the map. The middle zone could be over, to the right. It could be to the left. So they switch a lot of things like that. And basically the tile mapping, what they envision for the future is that they're going to add new tiles to the game. Like, say, they might add like a desert biome tile, for example. And they have like a desert tile, and basically each game you play is supposed to be different because it has different tiles added in. So it's going to be actually very interesting to have that change up like that.
Oh, that's cool, because every time I see that game on Mixer or
I want to play that game, dude.
Yeah.
I got a review code for it like a long time ago when it first came out. And I remember saying that it was a game that I wasn't sure could be good. I mean, it had potential to be good. It felt like the Hunger Games, but not everybody was playing it, and I had a hard time finding matches when I got the review code. Like, there was like a little bit of people playing it, and like constantly I would get in a lobby and it would be the same 10 people. Same fucking people, and like everybody knew each other because they were all chatting with each other. Like, they had headsets and they were all talking to each other, and they all knew each other. Like, hey bro, nice match. Or, yeah, like an hour ago I just did this match, and like they all knew like who won what match and who was the best player, and like if a certain player like won, like there'd be like two guys, I forget their game tags, but they would come into the match and everybody would be like, oh man, he's here. Oh god, like, we're all gonna lose now. We're all.
Was it Deuce
lose.
Legend?
I don't know. It was somebody that everybody knew in the community. Like, this guy is here. We're all gonna lose now. But I want to play the game.
Was it Gemenicide or Tycoonix?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the reason I'm
basically
mentioning
like the top two players are those two.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the guys that get the early review copies that I follow that automatically get them. They're affiliated with Xbox, but not. Yeah, so I always see them playing the games early, get those early codes. But yeah, Derick, I was going to say that it seems like every time I'm on Twitch or Mixer, it's just like Wait, is that the same area? Everything looks exactly the same on this game. Every map,
Yeah,
Yes.
and without the tile mapping system, it always was the same map, but with the tile mapping system, they're trying to like change it up. I mean, they don't have brand new tiles yet, but it's something they're working on in the future.
At
but
least you know, like
the tiles that are already there. There's
like the lava zone could
so
be
at least
in the
they are
middle
planning on
this
switching it
time.
up. Yeah.
You know, like I like
Right.
that. That makes it not completely different, but different enough to like switch shit up. You know,
Right. Definitely.
it makes sense.
And they actually posted a sort of like content release schedule, and they plan on having like new powers for directors, new powers for like the players and things like that. So they have like a release schedule for each month, and they actually released a new power called the Ice Bolt, which is pretty cool that you can use as a player. And basically you can use this to freeze somebody for a couple seconds, and it makes them colder, so you can actually try and kill them with cold damage. So it's kind of cool that way.
Cool.
All right, nice. And okay, anything else?
I was going to say on my end, the only other game I played was from the Amazon Prime free for members, which was a game called Tyranny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something I think I've seen on Steam before. I only played a little bit of it.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think it's been out for a long time. I think they just kind of updated it recently. But it's a turn-based, isometrical look to it with I can't even speak too much about it because I didn't play a lot. It's a lot of dialogue. Trying to think of what other games that it reminds me of, but it's definitely one of those that take a lot of controls that, for each thing that you do. But you know what? I'll just talk about that one next week. I'll probably just play more of it since I get a lot of time with it. So, but that's all I've been playing, Jesus. That's it for me.
All right, I say we take a quick break and come back after the break with some news. We got lots of news for you this week, so stay tuned for some news.
Vengeful Jedi here, Horrible Gamer and patron of the Horrible Gamers podcast. Want to give the gamers an XP boost? Want to see the show level up? Then support the Horrible Gamers on Patreon at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers. Don't be just another NPC, non-Patreon character. Become a patron. 2 gold, 5 gold, 10 gold, 20 gold. It all supports the party. So game on.
And we're back from that break. Let's get into some news with some news time. Ladies and gentlemen, I got news for you this week. Big news, small news, all kinds of news. Let's get to it, Gunny. Let's get to it.
Go! I'm ready.
Microsoft is reportedly working on 2 new Xbox consoles. Dun dun dun! So pretty much
Why?
people are rumors that the Xbox Scarlet, that's the next system, that's the code name, that Microsoft is actually working on a smaller, cheaper, substantially cheaper device that's only going to be used for streaming. So maybe you can stream your Xbox over the internet to a console device thing that will stream games from somewhere. I don't know. How's that
There's been
going
a
to
lot
work?
of buzz. A lot of buzz about that this
I
week.
wonder how this is going to work. It's either going to work 2 ways, right? You can stream your Xbox that's at home, the Scarlet, I'm going to call it Scarlet, to your Scarlet Mini somewhere else. Like, say you're in a hotel. Can you do it that way? Is that how it's going to work? Or is it going to be a Xbox Scarlet Mini that can only stream games that are being played over on Microsoft servers? You know, so how is this
Right.
going to work?
Like an on-live thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder which direction they'll take. Because people are saying that this new streaming device is going to be... They figured out like a way to get rid of the latency. It's pretty much like perfect. streaming.
So remember when they first came out with when they first featured stream from your Xbox to your PC or PC to your Xbox, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And to me, I said, oh, it's cool tech. To me, it's a gimmick. And I think everybody else just said, yeah, it works. Now I'm just not going to do it anymore. But with that said, that's a different thing. But I feel like they did a good job, but maybe it just could be that I have decent internet.
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
I could stream on high quality, and that works out. But I have a few things about, these. Are these just rumors, or is this reported? I don't know.
These are rumors. These are all rumors, man. No one really knows what Xbox is doing with their console, man. They could be putting some crazy stuff in there we don't know about. So these are all just rumors. I mean, personally, I think if they could figure out a way to go to the latency, then an Xbox Mini wireless streaming device thing would be perfect. Just like a little USB stick.
I think the first thing the first question I just asked when I first heard about this is why. So I have a question for both of you. But why would they do this? Why not? Do we need this?
Streaming is the future. Streaming is the future of gaming. Streaming is the future of entertainment. Everyone knows that. Streaming is the future. In the future, you won't ever even need an entertainment cabinet system. You just need a TV that streams everything to it. Everything's constantly streamed to it. I think we're going to reach a point in the future where there won't be devices like a Roku box or little boxes or whatever you stick around. Maybe.
But that's what this is, right? I mean, this is nothing more than it's going to be the equivalent of a Roku box, right? I mean, in my mind, that's basically what this will be.
Easier to carry than an Xbox, much cheaper, and it can stream games.
Yeah.
Why not? For $10 a month, you're telling people for $10 a month, and you pay $50 for this box or $100 for this little box, you can play any game on Game Pass. That's worth it.
Do you think it'll be like adding to Game Pass's catalog, essentially?
Oh, of course they're going to be adding to Game Pass's catalog. I think game streaming will come to the catalog before it comes to like a full-fledged game. Like they'll announce it with one of their own games. Like it'll be like Halo Wars 3 or something. Stream it only on Game Pass, and like boom, dude.
Right.
It'll get
I could see something like that, yeah.
It'll get people to subscribe to Game Pass and to buy the little streaming box device. Like no need to have like a hard drive space. You just need like no hard drive space ever because you're streaming everything. The only thing that I find an issue with all this streaming stuff that we're going towards, which is going to happen, like I said, that's the future of entertainment. I feel like companies like Comcast and all these big assholes with like ISP providers that have data caps. That's gonna fucking suck because I have a data cap and I have to pay.
True, yeah.
I have to pay $50 a month extra for unlimited. If I didn't have that unlimited, dude, every month I would go over my data cap like a terabyte. It's a terabyte, right? People are like, "Well, a terabyte is a lot." She says, "Yeah, but it's me and my brother constantly gaming, and like my roommate streaming Netflix all the time, and me streaming Netflix, and my brother streaming YouTube, Netflix, and downloading about fucking 20 games a month." Because he deletes and downloads.
Yeah, see, that's
games.
the thing.
So,
I mean,
all that adds up, dude.
Yeah, like a terabyte. If you're not talking about gaming, is a lot. But if you involve gaming in that, it's not a lot at all.
Yeah, it's not at all. Yeah, like, dude, Halo 5, it's 100 gigs by itself. You know what I mean? That's like a tenth of your whole data cap right there. You know what I mean? Like it's gone. Like boom, just take 10% and cut it out right away. It's
well, yeah, and back in the day, like the old Xbox, like the original, was like 20 gig cap for space. I mean, like so.
So think about that, man. Yeah. So I mean, a terabyte isn't a lot. So that's what the only thing that I'm worried about of these streaming devices is that, like, how are you gonna convince people to buy your streaming device when companies like Comcast and all these other companies that provide internet service like CenturyLink, they all put data caps, man. So what do you do?
Right. Yeah. And
how do you... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say with them, I can see this being a thing because if they were to say, look, our next console is the Scarlet, plus we're working on a cloud version of Scarlet, basically another device, because
I think that's what.
I mean, it would make more sense than just go, we're just coming out with a cloud and we're doing away with the traditional console.
They're doing a traditional console with the fucking 4K, 60 frames a second, everything. I think the Scarlet will be a less powerful system that's only going to stream, it's only going to be able to stream 1080p games. It won't be able to do 4K games. It could do 1080p games.
At the most.
And it could do most of them at 60 frames. Not all of them, but most of them. Or whatever. But 1080p is the cap. That's it. You can't, even if you have a 4K TV, it's only going to display 1080. Yeah. So I think they obviously limit the power of that, because they have to limit the power of it if they're going to limit the price of it, right? You can't expect to pay $100 for something that's worth $600. It just doesn't make sense for a company to do that. And most companies won't do that. Some companies might take a small loss, like say the Xbox One X cost Microsoft $600 to make. They're selling it at $500. They're taking $100 loss, but eventually that loss, they'll meet it. They'll start making money off of that.
Right.
But they're not going to just release an Xbox Scarlet cloud-based system that's like $100 and it does 4K. If it does 4K and it's $100, dude, they're going to kill it. They're going to kill the market.
Yeah, but it couldn't do. Go ahead, Derick.
It sounds kind of like you're saying that the streaming thing, though, do you think it's going to be paying per game to stream it or just by a service?
I think it's just going to be a service. It'll be Game Pass service.
Because, the one thing I worry about what's going to happen with that is, how that's going to affect developers, because people aren't going to be buying their games anymore, essentially. So, is Microsoft going to get them a huge cut? Or?
Well, how are they doing it right now already with Game Pass? Game Pass, people are not buying those games. People are not buying State of Decay 2. How did Microsoft do it? They pay the company money. They pay.
Right.
Undead Labs, that deal was done with them before they were part of Microsoft Studios, so they knew that they were going to put their game on Game Pass. They were going to miss out on all those sales. So they're paying them money. That's exactly how they would do it still if it was streaming Game Pass. You're streaming Game Pass, you still have access to 100 games. It's no different than me having Game Pass on my Xbox One X. I could still get all those games for free as long as they're there, and Microsoft is paying them for a certain amount of time to keep them there. I think eventually...
But if we're talking every game, though, not everyone might want to do that type of deal, so it could be some issues there.
That's just it. I don't think the Xbox Scarlet mini cloud-based streaming device is going to be every game. It's only going to be the Game Pass games. I think
it'll probably be 200 games.
Yeah, it'll be a box that it'll be okay, pay us for this box that has access to Game Pass for free for a year, and then after a year you have to start paying for the Game Pass every month. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I thought you were saying you could stream every game.
No, not every game. I'm thinking, because they're going to have to be playing these games off of something. It's either going to be off of your Xbox, or off of a server somewhere that Microsoft owns in China or something. So if they're playing these games off of this server, they're going to have to only have that certain amount of games there. You know what I mean? Only so many processing computers processing these games.
Right, yeah.
And I think the easy way to start this service, to kind of make it popular, maybe when you grow, you can add more games to it and maybe add all the games to it. But until then, you started off with saying, we're going to use it for Game Pass games at first only. So yeah, you might get some pretty cool exclusives like Halo 5, Forza, State of Decay, Sea of Thieves. All those games will be there, but only those games. You cannot expect us to play Red Dead Redemption 2 streaming. We don't have the rights to that. We can't do that. But maybe later on, they become more popular and more people sign up to the Game Pass more and more and more and more. And then they can go to Rockstar and be like, hey, look, we have 40 million people paying for Game Pass. We'll give you so much money to put Grand Theft Auto 6 on Game Pass at launch day. And then they can start making those kinds of deals, where you're convincing other...
Okay, that would never happen, but I see your point.
I mean, yeah.
It would never happen with Rockstar, but I could see them going 2 years from now, or a year... Well, I would even say 2 years from now. So it would be more like...
Bethesda,
put
or
GTA 5 on there.
Or
GTA 5 would work.
Not Rockstar, but what's that fucking other studio? CD Projekt Red. Hey, put Cyberpunk on here for... We'll pay you so much money to put it on there day one. And, I think Game Pass is the future of gaming in a way as well. Streaming is the future, man. It's just...
I do agree, yeah.
It'll be a subscription.
It does say here in the article, just reading part of it where it says work has been done on the network side of things over at Microsoft with the Scarlet cloud servers being positioned next to Microsoft's Azure network to reduce latency in multiplayer. So, yeah, I think they're... Would you say they're the leader in... How do you think it's going to... How successful this will be?
I think
with
very
the
successful. I think, like I said before, Microsoft will be able to figure this out. If there's a company that's positioned in the right spot to figure this cloud gaming shit, it's Microsoft. With the Azure servers, with their cloud-based services that they've been introducing slowly but surely, they're all there. They're in the right spot to do it. They are.
Yeah, I kind of think their competitors have been sort of surprised by the success of Game Pass so far because, I mean, look at the games that launched on there. Like Sea of Thieves launched at #1 the first month it was out. State of Decay, #1 first month it was out. So I think their competitors are pretty surprised by Game Pass already. I think Game Pass is only going to grow, and this will help it grow even more.
Well, look at Netflix. I mean, look at them with, they have to pay their networks, but still their, stocks are doing fine. Their popularity is always increasing.
There's no one knows, like everyone knows who Netflix is.
Hulu.
There's fucking babies that know what Netflix is. That's how popular that shit is. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows what Netflix is. My daughter is always like, "Oh, let's watch a movie." Like on Netflix, what movie? And like she'll know the movies on there. Like, I'll watch this one, this one, this one. Like people know what the fuck Netflix is, dude. You know what I mean? It's just like a thing. Right. And I think in the future, Game Pass will almost be the same thing. Now, I wonder what Sony will do to catch up to Microsoft's popularity with Game Pass, because I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know if 100% sure, but I'm more positive than not that Microsoft's Game Pass is probably more popular than PS's now, like PS Now, right?
Yeah, but still,
I would think
they're still
so,
charging the amount they do.
PS Now is $20 a month, and that's only streaming. That's strictly streaming. You're not downloading the game to your console. You're streaming that shit to your console over the internet. And if there's a lag there, or if there's some kind of connection that's messed up, or your NAT type isn't open on your PlayStation, then there's lag, and then makes the game choppy. That's a straight up streaming service, and they charge $20 a month, and they're giving you like PS3 games. There's a few games on there that are PS4 games. I think like they have The Last of Us remastered. I think that's the only PS4 game. Maybe a few other ones.
So I just want to say that
Did they do any launch day titles?
No, never. Like they're all mostly PS3 and PS2 games. Mostly PS3. Yeah. Yeah, Game Pass kills it, dude. It does.
I do want to say with this, I really hope this. It almost seems too good to be true. It better stick around, or I'll be upset. But I do look at this and I go, okay, I'm always hyped for the next console, next iteration, whether it's next gen. Of course, I want it next gen. Hey, bring up my 8K and HDR Dolby Vision and just add a whole bunch of stuff and just make the games better and the console faster. I want a big hard drive, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to add in my, my 6 gig external hard drive, more games. That's what I'm all about. Now, when I look at the streaming box, like, okay, here's another option you can do with a streaming box. I look at that and I go, that's not for me. No, thank you. So it's not going to be for everybody, but I do like that choice.
What do you guys? Okay, let's talk about next gen real quick. Let's just imagine. Let's go into imagination land, guys. Follow me, guys.
Warping to the future.
Follow me, imagination land. Yeah. All right, we're here in imagination land with Jesus's fairy godparents, and they're asking
welcome to the rabbit hole.
They're asking me, what do I want on the next gen system? So, what's one feature that you guys think absolutely needs to be on the next system, and what's one thing that you think would be cool to just have, like just be there, like go, Gunny?
Unlock frame rates.
Unlock frame rates. You want that to be like a must-have?
Yes, like on all the games, on almost all the games.
Unlock like just unlimited. If it can go to 100, it could go to 100. If it go to 60, it go to 60.
Yes.
If it go to 300, it could go to 300. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Whoa.
That's what I want.
Pretty beefy fucking hardware to be able to do that, dude. What about what's your kind of like your wish that'll probably never happen?
For me or Derek?
For you.
For my wish. Gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything. It's like, what do I add to? I don't know. I don't have one right now. What is yours?
All right. So for me, the must-have, of course, is going to definitely be 4K 60 frames a second. I think 60 frames locked, like minimum requirement for every fucking game will be a 60 frames a second. Like
I was going to say something like that, and I've been hearing that a lot. I see that in a lot of comments, but why? Why do you want that to be the minimum?
At least the minimum, because at least the games will look good. Like 60 frames from 30 is a big difference, but I think if just every game was required to be at 60 frames, we'd get a better consistency with like just experiences. You know what I mean?
Are we talking about all AAA titles? What about your indie ones?
All games, man. Let all games run at 60 frames.
Okay, I got a question for you. What if these smaller developers and indie titles and this let's just say this group over here, right? And you've got Microsoft over here on this side going minimum of 60, right? What if that group is deterred from working with Microsoft? Do you think, or are we just talking like it's going to be the future?
They can go be on PC or whatever the fuck they want to be on. Fuck them.
Yeah, are they 60 on PC? I don't know.
Who cares?
But, I mean, that's my right. Pretty much just.
But
just
that's
put your foot down right there. Draw
I think
the
that should be a requirement.
60 frames.
Yeah, even just draw the line there, man, and be like, look, if you need to make a game that's only for the next Xbox, then just make it for the next Xbox. If that's the only way you can reach 60.
I mean, I'm on board with you here. I really am. We've talked about it before in the past.
Yeah.
I like 60 frames. I can definitely tell, but if it's not,
I feel like the Xbox One original holds back the Xbox One X in a lot of regards, a lot of ways. It holds it back.
You can see that resolution on Call of Duty for sure. Then you go play something else, you're like, this is not 60 frames.
Shitty, yeah, it's bad, yeah. Like Call of Duty is like the only developer that does it. Well, now Forza is going to be able to do it, and Halo does it too with the multiplayer. But still, I feel like Halo, they probably had like some tips and tricks, like super help from Microsoft to make that 60 frames a second. Because Halo 5 is incredible looking, dude. You're like, holy fuck, this thing looks so good, and it runs at 60 frames all the time. Like, it's there. It's just crazy, dude. But I think that should be a requirement. As far as another thing that I wish it would have, an SSD drive, like a big one.
Oh, yes. That would be cool, because it could fire up super quick.
A 4 terabyte SSD drive, and SSD drive, it's a solid state drive, not SSD drive. That's stupid. It's like saying solid state drive. Anyways,
they're gonna charge you like crazy.
I love my PC. I fire that thing up in like 6 seconds.
Like the reason that's a wish is because I know that'll never happen, because the console would be like, the console costs $1,000, guys. Woo!
It would, yeah.
Just because of this fucking hard drive we put in here, like that would never happen. So I think so. And I also, one thing that I think it's gonna need for next gen still is disc. You're going to need a disk drive.
I agree. And some people say, "Oh, you're going to save so much money or sell it for less," but it's only $30, $20.
Yeah,
is probably what Microsoft pays.
As long as it's a 4K Blu-ray drive, it'll be good. Just keep it simple. But yeah, what about you, Derek? What do you think you need on the next console?
I mean, honestly, for me, like, it's more what we were already just talking about, because for me, it's more being able to play more games. So I would just want more games to be available as a service kind of thing. So I think that's what I would need, is because for me, I have the game on a budget usually, and I can't, go buy every single game I want to see. So like, I'd rather pay, like, even if it was like $30 a month, I'd rather pay $30 a month to have more access to more games. So I don't care if they charge more per month to do it, but I would rather pay a monthly fee and have access to more games I want to play. So. And that's kind of what I would want.
Yeah, that's what EA is going to start doing here pretty soon.
Yeah, well,
with their games for service, $30 a month, I think, right? 25.
Even their EA access on the Xbox is kind of worth it if you don't have like those. If you don't buy those titles on day one and you want to just play those titles, like the sports titles and stuff. They have a lot of games on their EA Access Vault for $30 a year. That's cheap. That's super cheap, dude. $30 a year.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So you pay one time and then you're good for the rest of the year. And you even get like early access. Like you get to try out all of their new titles. Actually, like Anthem, you'll get to try it out a week early for 10 hours with that access. As well as like Madden 19 and FIFA and NHL and all that. So yeah, I mean, between Game Pass, Games with Gold, and EA Access, you could be set for a while with games, man, because there's a lot of games on Game Pass.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, they could even do something sort of like that, like you're saying, where maybe in the future Xbox charges, okay, give us $120 and you get all of our new games for the year. You can play them.
Yeah.
So like every new game for the year for $120, something like that. So
that'd be kind of worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they already do that now though with the Game Pass. It's $10 a month. You pay $120 a year.
Right, but I mean like not even like just their titles, like some of the bigger titles that they don't own.
Oh,
so
they're like bigger third party titles. Oh man,
yeah,
that'd be crazy. I think the first company that'll jump on board, if anything, at this point, like the first company that'll actually jump on board and say like our next big title is coming to Game Pass on launch day, will be Bethesda.
Oh yeah,
I would agree.
I think the Elder Scrolls 6. I think Microsoft is going to be able to make a deal with them where they pay them enough money to get the Elder Scrolls 6 on Game Pass on launch day. I think that's going to be a thing. And I think that shit's going to blow up Game Pass. It's going to make it so popular. Everybody's going to sign up for Game Pass. And the world is going to end.
No, I agree. Because, I mean, they already put Elder Scrolls Online on there. They put some of the Fallout games on there. Yeah. So, like, it seems like Bethesda's already trying to work with Microsoft a lot more than Sony. So, I do like that.
So, I think honestly that in a couple years from now when like the Elder Scrolls 6 like the first trailer comes out and we see the big dragons and all that shit, I think they're going to announce at the same time like this game is coming out first with Game Pass. It's shit's going to it's going to blow up the internet, dude. It will. Microsoft is, I don't care how much money they need to pay, but they should just do that. They would fucking kill the internet, dude.
Well, like we've said that before with like, if Sony ever paid Rockstar enough money or Rockstar ever caved in and said, sure, Sony, let's make a deal, like a really sweet deal, but Microsoft and Bethesda have always had that great relationship, right? Yeah. Always. Ever since Back to Oblivion.
It seems like Bethesda's always kind of had issues developing for the PlayStation systems. They just have. You know what I mean? Like on the PS3, Skyrim was broken forever.
Right, that was a big
broken. But that's because of the way they designed their systems. Anyways, but yeah, what else do you want, Derick, on your...
I didn't really have a wish. I mean, I think your wish was pretty good for the solid state drive, but like we kind of said, it would make the console cost like $1,000. So I don't really want a console that costs $1,000. So I mean, it is kind of a pie in the sky thing that's never going to happen. I mean, besides that, I can't really think of anything offhand because I guess for me, any wish I have, it's probably not happening anyway. So I try to think more realistic.
No, you're in imagination land with Jesus. Come on,
come down that rabbit hole with us. Take the blue pill right now. There you go. All right, you just took it.
What do you want? Like a microphone in your side, your Xbox, like a microphone right there underneath, like the disk drive, like a little mic that you can say like Xbox on, Xbox off, all that stuff. Bring that stuff back.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad, I guess. I mean,
voice commands
wouldn't
are
be
cool as shit when you're watching movies. Like, you're watching, like, Altered Carbon, a futuristic-ass show, and all of a sudden you're like, Xbox, pause, and it stops, and you're like, I live in the future.
And if it works right, I guess, but, like, I feel like a lot of those things, they don't always work right, and then, like, you're talking, you're having conversation with somebody, and it's like, no, Xbox, don't turn on.
Yeah, that happens. Oh.
Shut up, Cortana. No, Cortana, no. I said stop.
Yeah. Oh, but that's our wishes for the next consoles, guys. Tell us what you wish for your Xbox next. that comes out here.
Imagine if like your wife was named Cortana too.
Oh man, that'd be even worse.
Hey, Cortana, make
Like, no.
lunch. No, not you.
Not you,
The other one.
You know, there's
Hey,
some.
Cortana.
You know,
Okay, I won't
and you
go
know,
there.
there's some girls out there that were named Cortana like 10 years ago when Halo was super popular and shit.
Right.
You know, they're growing up, and eventually the Cortana will be like a popular name in the future, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Another news, Microsoft's new adaptive controller didn't just make a controller designed for people that are handicapped and may need to use it. The packaging was also designed with that thought in mind, guys. So actually, the packaging that the controller comes in is designed specifically to be able to be opened with your mouth. Completely open.
Really?
You could
That's
completely
cool.
open the package with your
Creepy,
mouth.
but cool.
They've added special like tape on there that sticks up kind of, so you can just pull it up easily and pull it off easily. The whole packaging, yeah, they actually said they tested it with over 100 people that were handicapped. They had them like test the packaging, like thousands of packaging boxes and shit. And yeah,
Interesting.
so they actually spent money to research like the perfect packaging for the controller, like the adaptive controller. That's pretty interesting, and I think it's a pretty neat. It's a nice thought, you know what I mean, when you're thinking about it, because you're like, because even Microsoft is like, look, we knew we were designing these for people that are handicapped. Why are we going to make it impossible for them to open it? You know what I mean? We should let them open it.
Right, yeah.
You know, so that's fucking cool.
That is cool because
I think
Go ahead.
I think a lot of companies wouldn't even like think of something like that. They'd just be like, "Oh, we designed this for them, so here you go." You know, figure it out. Like,
good luck opening it. Put it in like the package that's like the one you need scissors for and shit.
Yeah,
I'm over
exactly.
there with a
Plastic.
serrated
It's got
knife.
it's got zip ties on it.
Zip ties and fucking super hard plastic that you can't even cut. You're like, what the fuck? Oh man.
'Cause I couldn't even fight my way out of a wet paper bag with a sharp knife. So it would be the box for me.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it is nice that they thought of something like that because I think a lot of companies wouldn't take that extra effort.
Yeah, totally. Let's talk about some Rainbow Six news, guys. So in the new update for Ghost Recon Wildlands, there's a new crossover mission with Rainbow Six Siege operators showing up. So I think Cavella, the Brazilian chick, and who I think is Medic from the GIGN show up, and they're actually like characters in the game that you go and talk to, and you do a mission with them. Anyways, at the end of the mission, there's a little clip of like they're talking to each other, right? Like they're going back to base or whatever, and they're sitting there talking to each other, and like one of the operators from the Ghost Recon, you know, he's like, "Hey, whatever happened to that Operation Patriots that you guys did up in Manhattan? Didn't it go south?" And like the other, like the Rainbow Six Siege operators, like, "How the hell did you hear about that?" And then the other guy's like, "Oh, I got my sources." And then we'll tell your sources that that's supposed to be a top secret confidential mission or whatever. But they're actually talking, it's kind of referring to the game that got canceled by Ubisoft called Rainbow Six Patriots, right? If you remember that trailer, that was where like the Rainbow Six team was like they were like breaking into a skyscraper because there was terrorists in there, and they kidnapped like some executive or something from a bank. It was a long video, and it got like banned. People like big controversy, like, "Oh, you're making a video about terrorists or whatever."
Oh yeah.
And they got banned or whatever.
Well, I think for the pressure they took it down themselves.
Yeah, I thought that game looked cool, but
Me
unfortunately,
too.
But yeah, apparently, if you play the new Rainbow Six mission on Ghost Recon Wildlands, you'll be able to hear them banter on about that stuff. Let's see here. Other news. Oh, what the fuck? Close that tab.
GOG.
GOG, Good Old Games, is offering refunds for No Man's Sky. So
Delayed.
No Man's Sky Next was the update that released with the Xbox version of the game on Tuesday. The next update was also like a big patch that released across all platforms for PlayStation, PC, Steam. But apparently Good Old Games received the update, so they got the next update but the multiplayer part of the update wasn't live on the Good Old Games launcher. Because I guess if you bought it on there, you're launching it through their website. What the fuck? How does that work, Gunny? You talk to me.
I always thought.
That's kinda weird.
Yeah, I do have that application installed, but from what I understand, some of the games on there I know are DRM free.
Oh, that's what it is here, because it's DRM
believe-
free, yeah.
Yeah, but I think you are using their launcher, but then there's the option. See, I think this is where it might be is you could just use your own launcher or launch it yourself or something like that. So maybe that doesn't come with the auto update.
It says here that for the DRM-free version of No Man's Sky, all single-player content introduced by the next update, like third-person mode, upgraded visuals, better base building, player customization, and more, is available at launch. However, the multiplayer component will not be ready at launch. They expect it to be released later this year as full multiplayer parity remains in the pipeline. So it looks like they figured out the multiplayer between Steam players, but they're trying to figure out the multiplayer between like the people who bought that DRM-free version of the game with the other players, I guess. But yeah, even because of this, the good old GOG offered people their money back completely for the game. And that's even people that bought the game a couple years ago at launch. So like if you bought the game in 2016 when the game launched on GOG, you can ask for a refund and get it because of this reason.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh? How they actually went back 2 years and said like, yeah, here, give your money back for a game you played for 2 years.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
Yeah, but I guess people were just like really upset about it. They were just like, oh, making a big like hoopla about it. But I mean, I think that's pretty crazy though. I mean, I would have said like if you bought the game a week ago, then give you your money back. But 2 years? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, there could be some guy that played the game 2 years ago, never played it again, and now he gets a refund for it. So.
Yeah,
Right.
that's crazy. Freaking PC game.
He's really like. He's like, oh, I don't even care about the issue. I just want my money back. Thanks.
Yeah, $60? Fuck yeah, give me my money back. Shit, I get a free game.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get a free game pretty much. You can buy another game that just came out. In other news, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice will be coming to the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive later this month. Apparently the game is now going to have VR support.
Nice.
This isn't a side story.
Beautiful.
It isn't a side story. It isn't some kind of like special little side mission of the game, like a little slice of it. It's not a technical demo. It is actually the full game in the original third-person perspective. So you're not playing it in first person. You're actually still playing it like it was played on your TV. It'll keep you locked behind Senua. However, you will be able to turn the headset to look around and gently guide the warrior in a different direction. So, I guess you just like look around the environment a little bit more because you can like move your head. I guess your head is the camera, kind of.
Right, because I guess it would be because a lot of those areas. I'm just thinking back to the game where they're not that large.
They're not that large, yeah. They're like
so it would be very nauseous to try and do that in like it's in a first person mode with VR headset.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it's coming to VR. I mean, more people get to play the game. It gives Ninja Theory more exposure out there. Incredible game, by the way. Shout out to those guys. That shit's incredible. Cool game.
Yeah, it's on sale.
Yeah, I mean,
right now.
I guess it's cool for the people that play VR, but I don't know about you guys. Me personally, I don't know if I'm ever going to be the type of person that wants to try VR. It just doesn't really appeal to me.
Oh, that's cool, man. It's fucking cool, man. VR is cool shit, bro. I was all into it.
I mean, I guess for me, I already get lost in games enough that like I don't want to get so lost that like I don't even know where I am anymore. So, so like I think for me, it's like almost just trying to show restraint because I feel like I get way too lost in those games.
You never get lost in a VR game, though. I feel like you're always conscious.
Really? Okay.
You're always conscious that you're not in the game, but I mean, it's very immersive. Like the most immersive things on there are the videos, like videos that are shot in 3D or whatever, 360 videos or whatever. Like those are fucking cool in VR because you can just turn your head and like look everywhere and like what the fuck is going on. There's some pretty cool music videos that people make, like with like techno music and shit. And like there'll be like some weird smoke effects going off, and like there's like it was shot, but it's shot in a way where like everywhere you turn, the video surrounds you, so you're constantly like seeing shit happening on the sides, and it's really weird. If you're high or drunk when you're watching this, it's just a trip, dude. It's a trip.
I've seen Jonathan
trip.
Winbush on TXL on the Facebook group. He was doing that
Doing those
in
videos.
VR. That was pretty awesome.
Another news, EA guys. The Battle Royale phenomenon has one of the biggest stories of the past year, and it's not stopping anytime soon. Oh, fuck, this site is not muted. EA's next big shooter, Battlefield 5, will have Battle Royale mode.
Yay.
Yep.
Battlefield could pull it off for sure.
Well, Activision's Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will have one too. During an investor call, EA CFO Blake Jorgensen was asked directly if Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode could see a separate standalone release as a free-to-play game. He said it probably won't. However, he said EA could make its own free-to-play standalone Battle Royale game further down the track. He says, quote, "We're interested in experimenting with the free-to-play standalone game that made a shooter genre or another genre," he said. But he says that they're not looking to make Battlefield free-to-play right now. So, no Battlefield Battle Royale free-to-play. Battlefield Royale will continue to be part of the full Battlefield game. But yeah, pretty much.
Can't see EA giving anything away for free.
Not Battlefield, man.
Yeah, they don't like to do that. So.
Yeah. Their stockholders wouldn't like it either.
Yeah. Let's see here. In other news.
No, instead they come up with like a loot box. Like, all right, buy this loot box. You might get the Battle Royale. You might not.
Open this
Ooh,
chest.
it's a roll of the dice. Roll of the dice. Oh, shit. In other news, the new vehicle-centered Labo set in game has been revealed. Nintendo has revealed a third Labo kit vehicle with an entirely new cardboard set and a game on Twitter the other day. It says the release date will be in September, and it seems to show a steering wheel, which has the function of using different levers to transform a vehicle into a plane or a submarine. So there you go, a new kit, Gunny, a new Labo kit.
Yeah, it looks like he's on a tractor on the beach or something. I was thinking it was something I can commute to work in, but it's not. No. So not for me.
You can make a flying ship, like a spaceship or a submarine, a plane, whatever, guys.
Cool.
If you're interested in one Labo kit, Labo's probably. I wonder how well that's doing for Nintendo.
Yeah, and I wonder where it's doing well. Like, is it just so much more popular in Japan than it is in North America?
Yeah, I don't know.
Europe, yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely creative. You're working with your hands. You're getting those mechanical skills down, kids, instead of just holding a controller all day.
In other news, Saudi Arabia has banned Yokai Watch, Okami, and 45 other games following children's suicides. So pretty much, if you happen to be spending time in Saudi Arabia this summer, beginning July 15th, the Saudi General Commission for Audiovisual Media banned 47 separate video games. The move comes after suicides of a boy and a girl who were 12 and 13 years old, pretty much, respectively, who are said to have taken their own lives as part of an online challenge/harassment thing called Blue Whale. What the fuck is Blue Whale?
I don't know.
Have you guys heard of Blue Whale?
That's the online challenge called Blue Whale. I know the latest one is jump in boiling hot water or something like that.
What's Blue? Hold on, let's look up the Blue Whale
protocol
challenge.
Harassment protocol.
Blue suicide prevention life. Everything's whoa. What the fuck? All right, let's look at here. I'm on Wikipedia right now. It says here, Blue Whale, also known as the Blue Whale Challenge, is a social network phenomenon dating back from 2016 that is claimed to exist in several countries, despite no cases having been confirmed. it says here, it is a game reportedly consisting in a series of tasks assigned to players by administrators over a 50-day period, initially innocuous before introducing elements of self-harm after the final challenge requiring the player to commit suicide.
Yeah.
So, like, you follow what people tell you to do for 50 days and then you kill yourself?
Why?
Oh, this is getting bizarre.
This is weird. Like, holy shit.
It does mention that game where the UK reads from parents of the deaf of a boy who've been playing PC game Doki Doki Literature Club, which there's like a suicide in that game or something.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that mentioned before.
Lots of games here on the list. Let's talk about some of the major hitters on the list here that have been banned from Saudi Arabia. So, Attack on Titan 2, Bayonetta 2, Dead Rising 3 Apocalypse Edition, Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen, Final Fantasy, Dissidia, Life is Strange has been banned in Saudi Arabia, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, Street Fighter. All the Street Fighters have been banned.
Pretty much.
Heavy Rain, Grand Theft Auto 5, God of War has been banned, Hitman Absolution, Mafia 2 and 3, Metro Redux, The Witcher 3 has been banned, Wolfenstein has been banned, Thief has been banned, Watch Dogs has been banned, holy fuck, Assassin's Creed 2.
Jesus.
Jeez, don't they like cut your hands off over there if you steal something? I don't know, that's what I was told.
This is crazy, man. Like
North Korea.
What I want to know...
I don't get, well, how do these games have anything to do with, this whole situation? I mean, that's what I don't get.
It doesn't have nothing to do with it. I think that these kids were just playing a game, and if it is true, in fact, that somebody on the internet told them to kill themselves or whatever, why can't they track that down on how they started talking to those people?
Right.
How does that apply to the game? Why is it the game's fault when it's someone online told them to kill themselves? It has nothing to do with the game itself. I mean,
maybe they're saying the game enabled them to talk to people on the internet?
Maybe. I mean, I could understand, what Gunny was saying. If it had, a suicide in the game, I could understand that a little more. But, a lot of these games that you mentioned don't include suicides. So, I don't see where the relation is, really.
They have death in them, but, I guess...
Yeah, I'm just trying to meet the connection here in the article, but it doesn't really go into any of it.
It doesn't even say what game they were playing. It just says a boy and a girl killed themselves playing the Blue Whale. But the Blue Whale is a social media interaction type thing, where you get a message from somebody saying, you got the Blue Whale, you need to follow what we tell you, etc. What are the consequences of that, though? You shouldn't do that.
Jeez, that's scary for me as a parent.
You shouldn't do that as a person. If someone messages you, tells you, hey, we need to follow this challenge, be like, fuck you, dude. No way. I'm not drinking boiling water. I'm not doing this Blue Whale shit. You know what I mean? It's just common sense, I guess. Little kids don't have it.
Yeah, so the only thing I can think that we're playing, it has something to do with the Okami's game. But that's just speculation here, just from what they're showing.
That's just weird.
But it probably has nothing to do with the game. It's probably some online forum or
somebody on Reddit or some fucking shit.
Yeah,
4chan or some fucking weird shit. In other news,
real quick though, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it reminds me of that movie Nerve, where the people were online, and if you chose to be a player, then you would get dares, and the people would tell you what to do, and if you didn't do it, then they go kill you. So it kind of reminds me of something like that. Maybe that's how this network operates, but I don't know.
Maybe, but what do they have on you that would make you do it? If it's just a challenge, it's just a challenge. Maybe it starts off pretty harmless, right? And then it gets into the crazy shit, and by that point, and by that point, they have something on you that you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to get caught with that or whatever.
And kids are an easy target. They can be vulnerable. I guess
a kid could be easily. It's hey kid, tell me a secret or whatever, and that's the first challenge. Oh, I did this in time, and then okay, now I know you did that. Now go do this crazy shit, rob a bank. And you're like, oh fuck.
Go grab a knife. Cut yourself.
That's probably how it works, huh? Like that?
I would think so, yeah. It's probably something like that.
Or like the little kid thinks like, oh no, they know my secret. They're going to get me forever. Man, that's crazy. Keep an eye on your kids, people. Keep an eye on your kids.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. Fuck, man. The chat is crazy. The world is crazy these days.
The world's crazy. Internet's crazy.
Another news is battling fake news, one video game at a time, guys. At the NATO Strategic Communications Center of Excellence in Latvia, a hub focused on countering misinformation campaigns, an online game has been launched to help citizens learn how to identify fake news. The game is called News Hero. It is hosted on Facebook and allows players to assume the role of a news publisher. The user is responsible for putting together a newspaper free of the phony. With the help of the trusty assistant Bronco, you decide what is real and what is fake. Okay. Says here, for example, when new multinational battle groups deployed to the Baltics last year, suspicious reports emerged that soldiers were responsible for raping a Lithuanian teenager. Allies suspected Russia of planting the story, which was quickly debunked in an effort to undermine NATO support in the area. In recent years, the U.S. and its allies have pointed to various Russian news outlets as purveyors of phony information designed to iron faith in the Western institutions. In response, the allies have looked for ways to fight more effectively on the information battlefield. So this is like a game made by NATO that can be played on Facebook that is teaching people how to like identify fake news. How stupid have people become that you don't know what fake news is?
Your fake news.
You're what?
I mean, as sad as it
My fake
sounds, though,
news?
like a lot of people probably could use this game. So
It's what do they call this? It's a
Fake news simulator,
propaganda,
isn't it?
on NATO's part.
Well, kind of, yeah, right. Yeah, NATO is kind of pushing propaganda. Yeah, you're right. Because if it's like, if they're saying the Russians are the ones feeding the fake news, then they are pushing propaganda against the Russians. That's crazy.
Right, because I'm here. I needed to decide on my own as an adult, right? What's fake and what's real.
You tell them, Gunny.
And if I like fake, I want to stay fake. I'm
all
going
the
to
time.
stupid
If
CNN.
you want to make Kim Kardashian or her sister the richest teenager in the world, you do it. You fucking do it.
I saw that article and I thought, yeah, she's rich. I'm going to go after her. She's going to be my new sugar mama.
That's crazy. Someone actually started a Kickstarter for her to like make her $1 million or something like $1 million.
Why? No, I don't want more.
wow.
Because she was worth $900 billion on the Forbes magazine, right? She's $900 billion. Or 900, no,
I saw that at
900,
the grocery store.
900 million is her net worth. And if she was to gain $100 million more dollars somehow, like for example a Kickstarter, she could be a billionaire and she would be the world's youngest ever billionaire.
Okay, so I think we need to maybe start promoting her website and her clothing line and makeup line on this show.
I mean,
right away.
Before her,
But people would actually donate to this? Like,
no,
really?
people have, dude. Yeah, there's a Kickstarter going on, like, about it. Like, you can go donate.
Why? Like, there's a million other things I would rather donate to than that. Like, why?
PRTD2. It's the right thing to do.
People are fucking crazy, man. And there's no other point to the thing. It's not like she's going to give it to charity when she gets it. It says on there, this is for... I forget her name. Which one is it? One of the Kardashians. And then it's like
Kim's sister.
Make her the richest teenager in the world at $1 billion. They want to make her the first billionaire. That'd be the youngest one or whatever.
You know what I'd like if somebody just started a Kickstarter? Can I just get like maybe like a $500,000?
Yeah, give me $500,000 just for whatever. Just start a Kickstarter for me, guys.
See, here's a thought. Why doesn't she actually make her own $100 million by actually doing something with her life?
She doesn't need to do anything. That's the thing. She's worth $900 million or $900 million already. So.
Right, but like if people want her to be the first, billionaire teenager, how about she actually does something? Like,
yeah, true, right? She hasn't done anything in her life that's worth money. Like, what the fuck? I guess they have their own clothing line and shit, but whatever. In other news, calling all gamers. Volunteer to play video games with kids at St. Christopher's Hospital, guys, in Michigan, at Michigan's C.S. Mott Children's Hospital. You can go there and volunteer to play video games with children that are patients inside the hospital. There is a website here. You can sign up to volunteer. And yeah, you pretty much can go there and just play video games with little kids.
Oh, cool. There you go. That's for Kardashian. She can go there.
Yeah. So there's that.
Or her money.
And see, like, that's something worth donating to. Like, I mean,
Well, apparently
like,
this happened in Philadelphia. So it says here in Philly, you can go to the St. Christopher's Hospital for Children and sign up at their volunteer section for the video game playing. So there you go.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, that's
It's a good cause.
It's a good cause right there. Little kids, need someone to play games with. Whatever.
Nah, I wish I was a little closer to Philly. If I was a little closer, I'd do it.
It reminds me of that. It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit where he plays the little boy in like NBA Jam or something. And the little boy is dying of cancer, and like Dave Chappelle shows up for Make a Wish, and he's like, "Oh, Dave Chappelle, I'm your biggest fan." And he's like, "Oh, you want to play some video games, Billy?" And then like he starts losing to Billy, and then he like whoops Billy's ass at the end. He's like, "I'll whoop your ass, Billy."
Yeah.
And the little boy dies, and he like revives him, and he's like, "Oh, you can't die now, Billy. You can't die on me." And then he revives him, and then he revived him so he could finish the game and beat him.
Jesus.
It's a fucking funny
Dave is over the
skit,
top.
dude. Dave Chappelle's the shit. I love that dude. You won't get comedy like that nowadays, not anymore.
No, this is 2018. You can't offend anybody. Right.
Everybody gets too offended, guys. I'm offended right now. I just said that. In other news, video games will be the next Texas high school varsity sport. Some high schools in Texas, the National Federation of High School Association, has entered a partnership with online gaming provider Play VS to begin esports competitions in high schools throughout the nation, starting in Texas. Dun, dun, dun.
Lone Star State.
Some high schools in Texas, you're going to be able to sign up for esports tournaments and represent your school against other schools.
Dang.
I wonder.
I'm really surprised they like actually allowed this.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, because I'm
This sounds so cool, man. This is what I wanted like 10 years ago when I was
Yeah.
in high school. Shit.
Here, I took cooking class, you know, and
stupid fucking
these
home
people are
ec.
here playing Fortnite.
I'm going to
Call of
teach you
Duty,
how to
what's
make
up?
pizza today, and you fucking sit there making little pizza with smiley
I'm wearing a little
faces and shit.
apron, you know.
Yeah, and like now.
I mean, like for the kids, it sounds really cool, but like I don't understand what educator would actually sign off on this. But
Hey, it says here, Derick, I just found the answer. In the article, it says, in 2017, esports was a 1.5 billion industry and could lead to many opportunities for the students in the future. Okay, the last part is BS, but the 1.5 billion is, there definitely has some truth to it, right? Because colleges doing it, and now high schools are like, we need money.
Think about how much money they could make. They could just generate revenue off of the parents. They're going to charge the kids for their jersey, charge you for
yeah, true.
internet connection or whatever. They're going to charge the parents. Because, every sport in high school, if you play sports, it comes with fees. Your parents are paying that shit. You know what I mean? They're paying, like, your track and field fees or whatever the fuck, your sports fees. And I'm pretty sure
And
they're
then
going
the
to
other part of it is
have
all private
fees
funding.
tied to this shit. We're like a jersey fee or whatever, like the sports fee, the connection, internet fee for $100. I wonder, how much it's going to cost the students to actually be a part of the team.
Yeah, but once you get the private funding from
And
tech
not
companies,
just that.
then
No, not just that, but I wonder if the team goes on to win a championship, is there going to be a prize pool for that? And what is that prize money? Who does that go to? It doesn't go to the students. You can't pay them.
you can't pay them, right? You can't pay college players either.
Or high school players. So what do you do?
Pay the high school.
You pay the high school? Yeah, the high school.
Yeah,
wins
they're the
money.
ones getting paid.
So see, there's going to be money made there somewhere, right? With advertisements or whatever.
Right.
Like, they'll figure out a way to monetize this shit. That's the whole point of it. I think is to figure out how to get more money into schools, which is not a bad idea. Video games are the next biggest entertainment out there. Like they really are. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a cool idea. Just I'm really surprised that they actually went this direction because, for when I was growing up, like schools always kind of hated video games because like it's looked at as like, yeah, that's distracting if you're making an education. And now they're actually supporting this. So that seems really odd to me, but hey, more power to them then.
Yeah, it says here that students are going to be required to keep their academic grades up, just like regular sports. So So you could get suspended for not having good grades. They'll bench your ass. Bench him.
I wonder if they'll like limit what games they actually play though. Like, oh, this game has too much violence.
Too much violence.
You can't.
Like you can probably play Fortnite, but you can't play Gears of War competitive.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It's more of a simulation. Can't do that.
You can't play Call of Duty competitive. You can play like Fortnite and like games like that or whatever.
Even though it's got a gun.
Or like
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Or not even like Fortnite, but I mean they could even do it with like Madden, like have a contract with like EA to like sports, like a Madden game, NBA, yeah, the NBA live games or whatever. Have those, that's the things they play. It'll probably start with something stupid like checkers.
Competitive checkers.
People play checkers still? What about chess? Nobody cares.
Checkers.
Nobody cares about that.
Hey, badmouth chess. I actually like chess.
Okay, one person here does. Okay.
Oh man. In other news, let's look at some video game releases for August of 2018, guys. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. August. It's the month that kicks everything off, pretty much. So yeah, we have on August 1st, that game that Ryan's been playing comes out on everything. That fucking game he's always talking about.
Oh, jeez, I just downloaded that too on the Xbox, and I forgot what it's called.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
That one right there, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That's the one.
Overcooked 2 will come out August 7th. That's a big one. That one actually has online co-op this time around. I'm kind of thinking about picking that one up, dude. Have you played that game, Gunny? Overcooked on the Game Pass?
No, but the one he's talking about is Dead Cells. That just came out on consoles. I haven't played any of the Overcooked games, but I see it's on Game Pass.
Overcooked 1 is on Game Pass, and not only is local co-op, so you have to have somebody like with you, like sitting next to you to play with you. You can have up to 4 people playing with you.
Sweet.
It's a fun game though. I played it with my brother, and it's like a lot of you argue a lot, like fucking what the fuck are you doing? And sitting there arguing with each other, like you want to punch him in the face, and you're like, oh fuck, this is dangerous. Couch co-op is dangerous. You want to punch people.
So maybe you just want to do the hot water challenge in real life.
Yeah, so like it's really fun. It's a competitive game. You can actually play like head to head with each other, like play against the other person. So I played that mode in Overcooked Original, and it's fun. But the new version is gonna have more complex kitchens and like online multiplayer. So that's gonna be super cool and co-op.
So it'll have more, like, we just need like an adult rated.
Yeah, so that's like, August 7th, right? That's like the first main. That's like seems to me like the first main title for next month is Overcooked 2, and then as soon as that, like August 10th, we get We Happy Few, Madden 19, and that kicks everything off, man. That just after that, it's like a bunch of fucking games. World of Warcraft expansion comes out August 14th. August.
Ooh, you've got a Hungry Piggy Donuts Mania. On Steam.
Dude, there's a lot of games on here that are indie. Like This Is the Police 2. That game comes out on August 18th for Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One. Dead Cells August 21st on the Switch. This will be a big one. And PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox One, it's already out by then.
Ding Dong VR.
That's Brigade game comes out, dude, next month. Forgot about that game. That looked pretty cool in the previews.
No, it didn't. What, like a second one? You mean? Strange Brigade. I'm thinking of Iron Brigade.
Strange Brigade. Yeah, it comes out on PC, PS4, and Xbox.
Oh, that's the Ruffian game. Yes. Yeah. Remember me, you, and Mark from TXL played the zombie one, the Zombie Army Trilogy.
Zombie Army Trilogy. Is that the same people? So like this is like where they go to like a tomb right in Egypt and like weird shit is happening or whatever.
Yeah.
They like open up like a mummy's tomb or something and you play co-op. All right. I might be in on that. How much is it? $30? I don't know how much it's gonna be.
Yeah. Probably 40. That's what they normally charge.
Damn.
Hopefully for like your sniper games. Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, lots of games, man. August is gonna pretty much, guys. Once August comes around, like it's a non-stop month after month of gaming that's gonna be nuts for the rest of the year.
Ooh,
until,
you got
like,
blood,
next March.
blood in bikinis.
Let's see here. Last piece of news that I have, guys. Microsoft and 343 Studios have announced a new partnership with another studio for Halo Infinite. Dun, dun, dun. According to some reports, Halo Infinite Studio 343 partnered up with developer Skybox Labs to create Halo Infinite. So they need like a second studio to help them. Like they have 343, which is like 500 people, plus
Crazy.
another fucking studio to help them develop the game. Apparently, Skybox has previously contributed to Microsoft titles like Age of Empires 2 HD. They contributed to Halo 5 and some UFC titles. So I wonder what they'll be doing. It says that Skybox will be contributing to Halo's Infinite's gameplay, visuals, networking, and much more.
Awesome. Probably just make sure we get that 4K in every shot.
Skybox founder
60
Khan
frames.
expressed excitement over the team-up by saying, "We have been working closely with 343 Industries on Halo projects for a number of years, and we are thrilled to be a part of this exciting time in Halo's history." I'm thinking Halo Infinite's going to be big, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
more
huge.
help can't hurt. So.
And then I hired the people from Naughty Dog. That game's going to be crazy, dude. Fuck. It's going to be wild.
It'll be a good midnight launch for that game.
Dude, can you imagine if they actually do
Even
that
with
this
it being
time?
on Game Pass.
Yeah, like have
I
a
think so.
crazy midnight launch parties like at GameStops and shit. Like, I might just go pre-order a physical copy just to like stand there with people and see the hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so
Who's
cool.
wearing the Master Chief helmets?
The armor. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. But yeah, that's all I have for news this week. I'm done. News time is done, guys.
We're finished.
Yep.
Some good news.
Thank you, News Machine.
Thank you, News
That's
Machine.
Andrew.
Johnny Don't on Xbox. But let's go on community
Gamer
questions.
tag.
You can leave community questions over at the Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. We post a post in there, or our Discord. We have a Discord. Is it a channel? Where
Server.
we post questions. Well, it's a server, but there's a channel on the server, isn't there? Is that how it works?
I don't know these technical term things you speak of, but yeah, I guess it would... What is it called, Derek? On Discord. It's just a... It's a server, right? I mean, that's what they refer to them
it's
as.
basically, yeah.
It's
You
pretty
kinda call
simple.
it a server or like a community, essentially, but yeah.
It's a lot more simpler, I think.
No,
than
'cause I mean-
Facebook. It's another area where you can...
Just chat with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a server, and then you can make like your own like little tabs, essentially. So you could have a tab about a different game or whatever it is, but
Yeah,
it,
we have a
it's basically a
tab
server.
for community questions. So, let's get to the
Yes.
questions, Gunny. Questions.
Fine. Let's do it. Let's start off with Brian Tulp Jr. When he asked, what is the one thing you think could improve your gaming? I already talked about mine off the show, and mine was, I guess I can just bring it out. And saying I game on this big 4K TV, and I suck at Halo 5, so I think tonight I'm just going to hook it up to my gaming monitor with less lag, and I could focus better on my kills.
You could.
Let's see if that helps.
Smaller screen will always help, man. It'll always
Yeah.
help. Just get good. That too.
That's it.
I mean, for me, it's going to sound kind of stupid, but honestly, just more time. If I had more time in my day, then I could spend more time playing. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much my answer is like, more time than I could actually spend more time playing.
So get good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. Get good.
Yeah. For me, it's gonna have to be. What would improve my gaming? I think it would just have to be. I don't know, man. I know I used to be way better at Call of Duty years ago, about 10 years ago. I was really good at Call of Duty. Now I kind of suck. I don't suck. I'm average. I've become an average player for Call of Duty. But
Yeah, I was only ever good at the zombies, and that's all I was ever good
if
at.
I could go back in time, man, and get those reflexes, I don't know if it's even the reflexes. I think it's just the thought process of, or maybe games were just simpler back then, where you could process them much faster. Like nowadays, there's so many mechanics in a game, in a multiplayer match, that you have to constantly be worried about shit. Like in Fortnite, you have to be building and shooting and building and shooting, and that's too complicated.
Me too. I agree. I tried to play that game a couple times. I didn't even mention it on the show, but I'm like, this is hard.
So bad. It's so bad. Like, yeah, I get in there and I could hang in the 50 versus 50. I can just build things on my pace and do good. But like the 1 versus 100 thing, and like there's people that like shoot me from like 3 miles away, and I didn't even see them. And they're like on top of this huge tower thing that they built, and they're sniping me from like a mile away. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even see you, dude. How did you get a headshot on me? You know?
Yeah, see, that's why I like a game like Darwin Project more, because Darwin Project is more, close combat, where you're not going to have people sniping you from like 8 miles away. So
right, yeah, good point. Yeah, for that game.
But yeah, just better reflexes, I guess, and that would make me a better gamer. Faster thinking, I guess. I don't know, processing this shit faster. Maybe I just need robot eyes like Iams.
Does he have robot eyes?
He does have robot eyes. He notices everything that's wrong with the TV. He could look at the TV. Oh,
yes.
Like,
right, yeah.
That's good 35 point. Frames a second, bro. It's not 60. That's IAMS right there. You can tell how many frames.
It's got all the P's, IAMS. All the P's.
You can tell the P's. Yeah.
Buy that one.
Yeah. Next question, Gunny.
Next one. Vengeful Jedi. He wants to know, what do you love most about Gunny?
Nothing.
Gunny Chief. Gunny Chief.
Nothing.
Me.
Who says we love you?
Right, I know that's right. Okay, what do you like most about me? Do I have any good qualities? Like, is there anything that you're personal here?
You're.
I definitely like your enthusiasm. So
I like you. I guess I don't know.
They don't love me, Jedi. Clint, they don't love me at all.
You're cool. You're cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I think you have great enthusiasm, so I like that.
Well, thank you, Derek.
No problem.
Awkward. Next question from Shirt Pockets, E.T., as I like to call him. It says, describe your perfect sandwich and who makes it.
Ooh, man, perfect sandwich and who makes it? Well.
Ooh, me. I make my own. There's a place I go to in Novato, which is near where I live in California. Mm-hmm. Not Nevada. So it's like a bakery place that you can make pretty much like you do all the work yourself. And so I'll take 2 pieces of sourdough or...
make you do the work yourself? What kind of restaurant
you could. I actually prefer this because they weigh it. They weigh the sandwich.
Oh, so like you can just load that shit up.
Well, yeah, and since I deliver all the liquor and a ton of it, so I get like a discount, and you can guess the weight sandwich to basically get a free sandwich. I think I won like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, damn.
And yeah, and so anyway, it's going to be 2 pieces of sourdough bread, sliced sourdough bread. I'm obviously just with your regular mayo mustard. I put on salami, pastrami. Let's see, what else do I do? I usually do 1 slice of like a pepper jack.
Sounds good.
And then like a slice of American.
Okay.
I love tailoring my own sandwich. Just put on a couple jalapeno slices. I go with a couple sprouts, a little bit of lettuce. Shake on that pepper, and yeah, that's about it. I'm good to go.
All right. Sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah, hungry now.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Man, that sounds pretty fucking good. A perfect sandwich, man. I don't know if I have one that's perfect. I just like sandwiches. There's no such thing as a perfect sandwich. There's always a fault to it. But
like, when I go to like Subway, I always feel like it's just, it's always that the bread. It's just too much bread for me. I mean, I do go there to get a sandwich when it calls for it, but yeah, I'd rather just have sliced bread. I want more of that meat, man. More of the meat and cheese.
Sliced bread is good. Sliced bread.
Yeah. What about you, Derek? Sandwich guy?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, my favorite one would probably be one that I don't have too often. At Panera, they make a sandwich that's like a tomato and mozzarella sandwich, which honestly is pretty good. Basically, it's, you got your bread, you got some banana peppers in there, they got some like leafy greens, they, hammer on the mozzarella, and then there's like this really good tomato paste, and it actually works pretty well, even though there's no meat in there. So that's, definitely a sandwich I like a lot. And then other than that, I'd probably be one that I make myself. I do like German bologna a lot. So German bologna with some like provolone, some tomatoes.
Is that
something like
mortadella?
that, probably.
Is that mortadella? I wasn't sure if that was the other name for it, the German bologna.
Wonderbar is the one I get. I don't know if that's a different one you get.
Maybe the one I'm
maybe,
thinking of is Italian, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So, but...
And the banana peppers, yes, the other good one, another condiment I like.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely brings that sandwich to life a little more, so. But yeah, those are kind of the two that I usually would like to go with, so.
Damn, throw on some chips, some iced tea, lemon iced tea, peach iced tea. That's a meal right there.
Banana peppers are the shit, dude. I like those.
So is there any difference between that and the pepper, what I call the peppersoni banana pepper? Is that the same thing?
The fuck's the pepperoni banana pepper?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Peppercini?
Peppercini, is that the same thing as a banana pepper?
I think it is, yeah. I believe so.
Okay, I'll throw those on too if they're available. Yeah. Anyway, next question. Betterholic on Discord asks, what games like Gems of War and Fallout Shelter being on both console and mobile platform, what mobile game would you like to see come to console? I personally would like The Walking Dead No Man's Land.
I mean, I can go first if you want.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's funny he mentioned Walking Dead No Man's Land because the game I would like to see is actually a different Walking Dead game. There's a game called Walking Dead Road to Survival.
Yeah.
This is basically a RPG Walking Dead game that I played on mobile, so it's definitely a fun game. You get all your characters in there. They even have like the Telltale characters in there, and basically use these characters, and there's a lot of like PvP elements. There's factions, so it's basically everything you want in RPG, but in a mobile game. So it'd be really cool on console, I think.
Yeah.
The No Man's Land, No Man's Land, I think is more of like a shooter one. I haven't played that one, but I think it's more of like a shooting based. So.
Yeah, and see, I thought it was the one that you described, so I haven't actually looked at that. The one that comes to mind for me is, I know that Brink of Eternity has played this one, but it's called Legends, and it's like a third-person shooter on mobile. I think that would be cool. It's almost, it kind of reminds me of a Destiny game, but more mobile than anything. But I think it would be cool to bring this to consoles.
Think it'll work?
I think it would work. It would do well. People would call it a Destiny clone, but it's not doing every mode the same way. It's more of that corridor shooter. But it does have like hubs where you can, purchase upgrades for armor and things like that. It looks pretty badass.
Of mobile games on Xbox, I played one the other day. Actually, it's Pandemic. I played that on my Xbox.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that on Steam.
I've owned that on my phone for years now, and it's always like in the number one spot for paid apps or whatever. And I've owned it since like 2012. But I fucking
is that like the same as the board game, or
pretty much you're trying to infect the world or whatever? Is it the board game?
The board game, I think, is you're trying to stop the world from being infected, so it might be different. But
all right, so it might be a little bit, might be the opposite of what the board game is. But in this one, you're trying to infect the world with the disease and kill everybody. That's the goal of the game. So I played that on my Xbox, and it's not as fun on my Xbox. It's just easier to play on my phone. You know what I mean? Because on the Xbox, I don't know, it's kind of hard to sit there and watch a TV, and it's just like you're just watching the screen. You're not really nothing. You're just looking at it. And it's just going, right? So like it's so much easier to do that with the cell phone than it is on an Xbox. And even with like Fallout Shelter, I prefer it on my phone than I do on my Xbox. Because it's just like I said, you're just watching for most of the time. A phone game is about waiting and sitting there waiting or leaving the app running in the background. And sitting there and actually watching a game, kind of sucks for mobile on Xbox. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Our next one is from John Jerome. He asks, what game do you think you could beat everyone in the HGP community at? Could be a high score. It doesn't have to be multiplayer. Wow, what game would it be? Because I'm more of that single player game.
I could probably beat all of you, everybody in Call of Duty. Come at me, bro.
Well, even because I've played with you in like the most like I would be like Dave Snyder. You think you could beat Dave? Can you beat him?
No, I don't know what game I would actually like be able to beat everybody at. I'm okay at some games. I'm better at some other games than some other games. It would have to be like some kind of strategy that I have to be able to beat everybody in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the term beat makes it kind of hard because, like,
it's kind of impossible.
Could be
because there's always
could
someone
be
that's better than you at something.
Well, not only that, too, like, I mean, I think I have more knowledge than everyone in State of Decay 2, but, like, that's not really a game you can beat everyone at because, like, you're not trying to beat everyone. So, like, it depends on the object of the game because State of Decay 2 isn't really a game you try to beat everyone. So, like, you're kind of working together with people. So,
yeah. I mean, like, it would have, like, in Madden, I could beat a lot of people in Madden. Could beat a lot of people in Madden. Almost everybody that's challenged me in Madden, I beat in the community. Remember Captain Hook challenged me one time. I beat him. I beat other people in the community that challenged me in that game. But would that necessarily mean that I could beat everybody? Hell no, because there's probably somebody in the community that plays Madden way more than I do, and they're really good at it, and they understand everything about it.
Right.
You know, so I'm going to go on a limb here and just say that I think, because this is not the TXL community, I think that I could, this is, I think I could beat everybody in Forza 6. Calling you out, people. Calling you drivers out racing.
You think you could beat me?
Well, okay, but I don't know.
If we have the same exact fucking car and we're racing, I could beat you, Gunny.
Oh, is that so? No,
throwing it down here.
Once we match it.
Yeah, that's
like
what I just said. The fuck, you got a problem with that?
Same match, same time of the day, same weather pattern.
Same thing, same car, same exact car with the same exact stats on the same exact track. I'll beat you.
Yeah, but I will say I gotta just give it out there to I think Alan's brother. He's pretty good at Forza, so I don't know. He would be a.
Although I will say, I mean, you say like the same car and same stats and all. I mean, part of the game is, you know, being able to get the better stuff. So like if somebody has better stuff, then, you know, they shouldn't really lose that advantage because they earn that advantage. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So, you know, we could even make it more funner because you can take, like, let's say, different cars, but you can just be within what we call the same class, right? We could all drive the D class.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Just like they
same class,
do
yeah.
I still beat you, Gunny.
I have friends do on Twitch or Mixer.
Let's race.
Yeah, let's race, man. Let's do it. Anyway, so next one. Speaking of Dave Snyder, says, you guys planning on hitting up a Dave and Buster's to play the Halo game?
Yes, I do actually. I plan to hit one up, with Jonathan and hopefully Bill Garner if he's down to hang out with us, man. We can go and Dave and Buster's and play some Halo. Kind of weird, but fuck it, why not? You
know, and I was going to say also that, where I'm going tomorrow, I'll be close to the one Dave and Buster's we have here in the Bay Area.
Do it. Go.
A couple hours away. So the last time we went down there to that mall, or we stayed near there, I mean, there's like nowhere to park because there's like a gazillion people there in Silicon Valley. But that would be cool. We should leave earlier tomorrow because I do want to go to Dave and Buster's. It's like the only one here in a 100-mile radius from where I go.
Do it.
Yeah, you might be surprised to hear this, but where I'm at, Dave and Buster's doesn't even exist, so there's no Dave and Buster's anywhere around here.
Damn, so you can't.
So that's exclusive for a year, I believe. Right, Jesus? Did they say like a year was exclusive?
Something like that, yeah, a year. So maybe other arcades will get it after that if it does good.
Yeah, I could definitely.
It doesn't seem like a cheap arcade machine to have in your shop. That fucking thing has like 4K. That thing has like two 4K 60-inch screens in it and shit. It's big, fucking big fucking thing, dude. Like, or like no, they're like 2-inch screens, but still 242-inch screens inside of a cabinet, 4K TVs, and like 4 people can play the game in there. That's a lot. That's a big arcade. Yeah,
I had to try to bring that in pieces. Yeah, and I hear it's like to go through.
Yeah,
the
I
whole
wouldn't
thing,
even
$20, so roughly $20 for the 45-minute playthrough. That's what I listened to on IGN Unlocked yesterday. So,
no, it kind of sucks here. Though. I mean, I wouldn't even know what a Dave and Buster's is if it wasn't for I went to visit my uncle one time and he had one around his area, so we went there. But like the entire, northeast area that I'm in, there's pretty much no Dave and Buster's. So
Damn.
yeah, I know all the locations, but soon, Dave. I hope I get down there soon. I should get up earlier tomorrow. And go. Anyway, our next question is from Amar. He asks, should Amar be any player in pro clubs? I don't know if this was a response to anybody, but
should Amar be any player in pro clubs? That question makes no fucking sense. What the
Amar,
fuck?
what are you talking about? Are you talking about like
Is it
sports
English,
ball?
please? What the fuck is going
Oh,
on
maybe.
there?
Well, he did ask this question, but yeah. Yeah, the pro. I think you know what we had him on the show. Last week, week before, but he's just trolling us. I think he knows we're big sports ball fans.
Is he just trolling us by not writing the correct sentence?
Yeah, Amar, what are you talking
What the
about?
fuck, Amar? You high? Is he high? Is he on drugs?
I think he is.
God. Next question.
So our answer is no. Currently,
Yeah, no, whatever. No, yeah, no to that. What the fuck you said?
But he does have another question where he says, "Have you checked Outrun style of music?"
Have you checked out Outrun style of music? That makes no sense either. Like, the game Outrun music?
Yeah, I think John was talking about Outrun the '80s game. Then yes, Outrun music artist. See, we're all confused here, Mark.
This
We
makes
don't know
no
how to
sense,
answer this.
dude. You make no sense, bro. But
Jeez.
whatever.
Alan, did you guys like tie one on last night or what, man? You put something in his drink? I think he did.
It's crazy shit, man.
Fuck, you guys are high. Anyway, our next one, Jonathan Hall. Have any of y'all watched Transformers: The Combiner Wars streaming on Amazon?
Combiner Wars.
Yeah,
I have not.
No,
It
man.
says, if not, you should. It's fucking amazing. Transformers movie 80 style with Stranger Things music. Well written, so many damn moments. He's done with it. It's going full Akira right now. What is Akira? I said he's a patron, so we have to read it on the show. We just did. No, but John, you know what? I saw this on Amazon Prime, and I didn't know what it was, so I didn't watch it, but now I will.
Transformers: The Combiner Wars. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it. I'm not gonna promise anything. There's
I
not
just
that
kinda
much
glanced
good
over
shit
it. I
on
was like,
Amazon
what is
Prime.
this?
Like
Is it new?
I recently signed up for Prime again, and I was looking through their videos content catalog. They don't have that
Yeah,
much
the
good
only,
stuff on
like,
there. Like,
The only highly acclaimed thing I've ever heard of is The Man in the High Castle. That's the only thing.
and I've watched most
big
of the
shock.
first season of that. I haven't watched all of it, so maybe I should keep watching that because I think that's the only good show on there.
Yeah, me too. I haven't watched any of the other stuff.
Like
either.
they have like a new show called like Jack Reacher, and then they have the movie Jack Reacher, but they have a show.
No, I think
named
doesn't that come
Reacher?
out like August? They just been advertising the hell out of that, but it
Oh, is that
doesn't even
what it
come out
is?
till mid-August.
Something?
Yeah,
And
it says
then, like,
premiering August 20th or
and then
something.
they
Every
have,
time I
like,
turn it on, it's like,
other shows, but the other shows are stupid. They just look like low budget hobo shows.
right,
like-
yeah.
Amazon, the richest man in the world, the dude who owns that shit, can't afford to pay like for good shows. What's going on?
My wife's and kid, or the wife likes it. She likes, she's like I am. She's like, oh man, I'm
But
gonna
you
watch
look
this
at the
movie, that
quality
TV show.
of like
and-
Netflix. Like I launched Netflix and I could see all their main shows like in one row. Like, and they got them all right there, and all their trailers. They all look fucking cool. Like every show that Netflix puts out, I gotta give it to them. They make this shit look cool. Like they have cool trailers for all their shit. And then I go to Amazon and I launch
No,
their
definitely.
stuff. And like their video app on the Xbox looks kind of old, and I'm like, this is kind of like old looking. Like, and then they have like the paid shit on there with like the non-paid stuff on there, and
I think they're just advertising like
fucking
HB
weird.
and Showtime and stuff, just as
even HBO's app on the Xbox is much better than Amazon's app. Like Amazon's app fucking sucks.
yeah. I think it's just a partnership is what they're trying to pull off. So they quite put that in there, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I
weird.
mean, like, if Amazon really wants to get into, like, TV and, stuff like that, I think what they should do is, like, take a TV show that's already successful and buy it, and then
Just make
convert
it.
some people that way.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
buy The Walking Dead from AMC or something.
Yeah, like, something like that, yeah.
they did do. They have done that, right? They did that with.
They bought some new shows recently. Yeah, that got
They
canceled.
did. Right, they got canceled and they picked them up. There was one that's more of a sci-fi
that
show that I really enjoyed. The first
Legion
season
or something. They bought.
Yeah, Legion. Yeah, that's a good one.
They bought some other shows on like Fox that got canceled. They just bought them. Lucifer? Is it Lucifer?
Well,
Yep, Lucifer's another one.
if they want to buy The Last Ship, I might tune in for that.
There you go. The last shit. I remember watching that. Yeah, that shit. The first few episodes of that
It's
show
on
were
Netflix,
really cool.
isn't it? Or USA?
It's a TNT show, but the last season's going to be this summer. So, I mean, if Amazon wants to pick it up after the last season airs, hey.
But like, I mean,
12 Monkeys or something like that. There was another one.
we look at the content on like Netflix. They got fucking Altered Carbon alone, dude. That shit's a subscription seller to me. Like, I fucking love that show. This shit's
That's a cool
badass.
show.
But like,
I like Marvel shows, honestly. Their Marvel shows are really good.
yeah, they got all the superhero shows on there too. Like, they're just all the superheroes. Luke Cage, fucking Punisher.
The recent Jessica Jones season, that was amazing. I love that season 2 of that.
Yeah. See, and I haven't even watched that. Maybe I should watch that.
It's really good.
But yeah. But yeah. Anyways, let's get out of here, guys. Let's talk about where we can find you real quick. Mr. Blaise XPerience. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Blaise XPerience or email theblaiseexperience@gmail.com. As we mentioned earlier, my gamer tag is also Blaise XPerience, and for experience, it's capital XP and then Erience, but there's no E at the front of experience. So I also have a Discord, which is in the show notes of all of my shows.
And I'll also just point out that it's Blaise, because I had a few people ask me how to spell Blaise.
Blaze.
Yeah, it's my last name. Yep. Blaise.
That's a cool last name.
Blaze. Johnny Blaze.
What do we call you, Blaze?
I'm Blaze. We need to call Blaze in today. Blaze is here.
Dun, 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 dun. 80s music starts. Yeah.
Call the Blaze.
Maybe that'd be better than my intro song. So.
You can find me, people, on Xbox Live, Gamertag, Jesus Walkslet. I'll be playing some more No Man's Sky, maybe some Vermintide II today. As soon as I get the show edited here in an hour, so it'll be up. I'll be playing some Vermintide before Halo 5 Saturday night Halo night experience with Jesus. Yeah.
Cool.
Be there.
Find me on Xbox Live, on Steam, and I still got my Switch over here. It's a little dusty. I need to do something about that. You guys warned me I wouldn't be playing it, but
Told you. It's just gonna
almost
sit there.
forgot it was there. Still got Zelda to play.
It's gonna sit there. It's gonna sit there till next year. You watch, and then you realize you don't want it, and then it's gonna be too late. It's be too old.
Where's my controller over here? Okay, yeah, this probably needs
I'll
to be
give you
charged. It's been
$50
sitting
for
here.
it pre-order for next year when you sell it.
I'm just gonna buy another one so that can collect dust. Yeah, I'll be playing more BattleTech, No Man's Sky, a few other games that Ryan bought that I need to check out as well, and maybe some Tyranny. I want to get into more and see what that game's about. So
Got to play some more State of Decay too.
absolutely,
I got to,
yeah.
man. I got like
I'm doing really good on my current playthrough thanks to you with the latest podcast for
I'm on the big. I have like the big shipping container yard. That's where I'm at, and like I've done all the.
Oh, up in
parts,
Cascade Hills. Yep.
And I'm doing the trader missions now. But like last time I played, there was like 5 juggernauts around my base.
Ooh, yeah, there's always one around my base.
There was like one on the front
one.
door. There was one on the left of the gate. There was 2 to the right of the gate, and there was 2 on the back side. But they couldn't get in, so they were just like outside in there. They were just standing there. So
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing the trader mission, though, you're going to love the final mission. Like, the final trader mission is probably my favorite mission in the entire game. So
Really?
it's a fun mission. Yeah, it's really fun.
okay, well, I look forward to it. Anyways, we're done. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll see you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast. Goodbye. Remember, Patreon next month. It's gonna get something. Dun, dun, dun. So, yeah. Yeah, be a part.
Peace out, people.
Bye.
See ya.